All right, everybody, we are live and welcome. And okay, well, stand by to the guests. Okay, stand by, ladies and gentlemen, for the E3. This is not a podcast stream, but this is a E3, as we say, farewell to E3. And Luke and Chris and supposedly Billy will be joining me for tonight's stream as we talk about everything of E3, and we're going to certainly miss E3. So rest in peace, E3. So get ready, everybody. The three of us, maybe four of us, will be coming your way and talking about our favorite moments and share our memories that we have of E3 and everything in between. And that starts right after the channel ID and the countdown. All right, so Luke and myself say this will start next or whatever. But anyway, the E3 special on BPT is coming up next. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's the end of the era, as we know it, of E3 here on Plum Television. I'm Remix Plum, and welcome everyone to the stream. This is a very special stream. Well, and not only that, but it's also a sad uh, one as well, because unfortunately, it is the end of the era for the gaming as we know it, and it breaks everybody's hearts as a gamer, me included, and Retro Media Vision, which we will introduce. So, yeah, and it's going to break all of our hearts together. But anyway, guys, joining me for this stream is the founder of LJPCBM, and you can catch FWL at new episodes Fridays at 4 p.m. on his YouTube channel and all that good stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Crazy Bunch himself, Luke Jeffers.
Hello, guys. As I'm posting something on my Instagram and other things as we speak, yes, folks, go check out Billy and my 201 Christmas New Year's special on Billy's YouTube channel. You have a lot of laughs and entertainment purposes only for you guys. It's been a lot of laughs. Go check it out.
And it's exclusive on tuna.tv. No? Too soon? Okay. Well, I digress on tuna.tv. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, and joining us, the founder of Retro Media Vision and all that cool stuff. And he has a new video that you can check out as well. And so we're going to do this to honor that. All right, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. Chris Kennedy, come on down to the exciting E3 farewell stream on BPT.
Woo! Thank you so much, Remix. How are you, everybody? How you doing, everybody? It's good to see everybody right here and right now. And we'll try to make it as high-spirited, even though it's a sad stream for those who love E3.
Yeah, as yeah, it's well, because like I said, when I saw this on Facebook, I'm like, see, I told you it was gonna be, it was gonna be the end of E3.
I talked about this on my Friday show, and it was another death topic when I talked about my Friday show. Along with these 9 other death topics when I talked about my Friday show last Friday. So yeah.
Yep, and if you wanna watch that episode, you can do so, and where Luke talks about that on the episode. Like I said, again, all new episodes Fridays at 4.
Anyway, yeah. We look out for it, folks.
Anyway, Chris, you were saying?
Yeah, I was telling everybody, I wanted to tell everybody that it's a sad stream for those that loved E3. I am not a hardcore gamer, but I am a casual gamer regardless.
I'm kind of the same way.
Yes, definitely. I did like the previous E3s as the years went by, I must say. And I want to thank you so much for that. Come on down. Inviting me up here to come on.
It was something special I wanted to do.
Thank you. Yes, I appreciate that. I'm glad you liked my Price is Right video that as a throwback is a retro throwback to the Barker era and the other eras from back then.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Speaking of Barker, they came out to say to season 1 episodes of Bob Barker and the Price is Right Bob Barker on Pro TV, which is pretty exciting. So
yes, it is.
That.
Ah, yes.
And I am gonna do some things here so that way for the chat room.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, I want to make sure that we don't have any echoing going on, because that would suck.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know.
No echoing.
Qualification.
Yeah, thank God, because I was just trying to have some light difficulties in my webcam. That's what's the problem, you know?
Yeah, make the ears bleed.
Yeah. No, it wasn't echoing on my part. My webcam, my mic is doing fine. It's just two of the most difficulties having a little bit. Yeah, it's going fine. Anyways, that's just me.
All right, and the chat room's going to be not for anyone, but it's going to be for subscribers only.
Subscribers.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to let everybody know about it.
Yes.
And I don't know why I can't save it. I should have done that earlier.
Hey, Chris.
But I forgot.
How you doing, guys?
I'm sorry.
Hang on a minute.
Was he talking? Oh, who was he?
It's Chris and Nick, my brothers. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Kruger Twins 2005 Productions. That's what they were.
Oh, hi, Kruger Twins. I'm good.
Yeah, welcome to
the
chat.
Yes. Hi, Luke's brothers, Kruger Twins 2005. What's going on? It's good to have you here joining us. Yeah, and I'm glad to be a part of Remix's show and with Luke. It's all, and I'm glad you're here too, Kruger Twins, Luke's brothers. Yes, it's all big one among friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we're doing this podcast today. I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of more of a farewell to E3.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Kruger Twins. Yes.
So while I try to figure this out, because
it's more of a special, Chris and Nick, if you're wondering. So yeah.
Yes. Very special. So we had to do this again one more time.
Mm-hmm.
One more time.
And I hope everybody enjoyed the finale that we did I know it was super long, but at the same time, this is how you do a finale of a podcast,
Yeah.
of the mini podcast stanza. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it, folks.
I mean, fault jokes included, obviously.
Hard jokes included. Barbie.
Yes.
Well, we're still waiting for Billy for him to put on his cheerleader outfit.
That'd be so awesome.
I'm just saying, it's for entertainment purposes.
If you watch this, Billy, I have no idea what to say with Remax.
And I need to.
Well, speaking of which, I
I'm getting a cheerleading outfit soon myself, so that's good.
Yeah, and I just added that too. So whenever I say something dumb or funny, you're going to see that as well.
Certified. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah. So that's that.
Yeah. It was a hard day at work today. I'm sorry.
Okay, now it is switched to subscribers only. Okay, so now I fixed that. Now I can focus on the StreamYard thing. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, again, E3 is dead. And I knew it was going to happen because, during that Summer Game Fest, there was a lot of stuff announced and everything. And I know, that, everything of E3 is going to certainly be missed. So E3's been around since 1995 when it first started.
Yes.
And that's also when Luke was born.
Yeah.
And it was a great time to be born in 95.
Yes,
like in the 90s. Yeah.
Because probably by like 96 when he, and whatnot, you were just learning how to eat, can of tuna.
No, I have to eat bananas, peas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Banana.
Not that dumb. No.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, Luke. Yeah, I'm just messing with you.
I would not eat peas. No.
Yeah, I don't like those. Yeah.
No, not peas, but tuna.
Yeah.
I'm not that dumb. So tuna.
My goodness.
You kidding me? No, my
Tuna's
dad
good.
gave me peas, bananas, pineapple. I was a little baby.
Right. But yeah, Cougar Twins. Boy, if I said that name wrong, he's gonna come after me. But anyway, yeah. So we think Oh, I know. I'm not gonna sleep good tonight. Oh my God, I'm gonna have a nightmare. Yeah, I digress. But anyway,
Yeah.
we're still waiting on Billy and whatnot, because I think what we're gonna do if Billy comes on, because we want to try to keep uninterrupted to a minimal at best, because I don't want to. We don't want to say this in front of him, to hurt his feelings, but it's just something, in true nature. And we have to make sure that we keep everything on topic for E3. I'm not here to tell people what to do, because it is my stream, of course. But I'm not the kind of guy who wants to hurt people's feelings, and try to, do something, blah, blah, blah. And so, but yeah, so when he comes by, he can read the E3, the E3 thing on Wikipedia, if he can find his way into the Pac-Man maze.
Wow.
Yes.
Consists of Cookie Monster, Mr. Bucket, and two other ones that probably got rejected. I don't know. So
Anyway,
yeah,
it's a 2012 video.
yeah, and Billy would be Batman. But anywho's, um, yeah. So, but yeah, so we have a lot of well, not a lot, but we do have certain memories of E3 that happened. I probably should have done research before we did the stream, but I had to finish my work and cook me something to eat. So, but guys, that's just how it is. Cause that's how I roll. Especially Christmas is almost here and blah blah blah. And don't forget to get your cookies for Christmas Day.
Yes.
No, that's Thanksgiving.
I was just getting.
I got cookies. I got rainbow cookies, the 7-layer cookies. I'll show you.
Cool.
Give me a second. I'm going to show you what kind of cookies we got.
Oh my god!
If we ever were to see,
wait, these 7 rainbow cookies? Okay.
These are the 7-layer cookies I got for Christmas Eve.
Ooh.
Nice.
And Xmas, so I usually get those.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Or chocolate chip chunk cookies or whatever. Yeah.
Now I different than that, Chris. Okay.
I know. Yeah, and I got like a few pounds of chocolate as prizes, for Xmas, or the holidays or whatever. They're gonna give me like a lot of chocolate to share with everybody, so that's good.
Okay, and looks like Billy is here with us. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Florida Gators fan, and the first time on BPT. Well, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Well, we haven't had him ever since, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here he is with us, Gators own Billy Moody to the stream.
Hey, Billy.
Hey, Luke. Hey, Remix. How you doing, Chris?
How are you, Billy? Good to see you again. What's going on?
You too. How you guys doing?
We're great.
Doing good.
So now that I'm here, Remix, bring us up to date.
Well, we were just talking, going over some things on the whole E3 and whatnot.
Oh, can I say something, Remix?
Yeah.
Booger Twins, those are Luke's brothers, say, what up, Billy?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just saw it.
No problem.
All right.
He's doing all right. Cool.
Okay,
but yeah, just talking about the whole Patman maze. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, but as I was going to tell you, Remix, I was just letting you know I'm actually uploading my my Christmas special that I did just a couple of hours ago with Luke on my channel. So
yes.
Yeah, the first part's uploading right is just finished uploading. I've got 4 more parts to deal with.
So,
all right.
Yeah. Yeah, and also I also want to let you know I was gonna do my ball drop this year for when we're in 2024. But according to what I mentioned in my announcement video that I uploaded yesterday, our match is gonna be counting down to 2024 from Disney World. So, because my mom and I have actually have already made reservations to go to SeaWorld on New Year's Day.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because once it hits 0,
I'm actually gonna as far as the New Year's go, my mom and I have a 2-night stay at Disney's Pop Century Resort.
Sounds nice.
And let me tell you, I've actually have stayed at Pop Century before, because I was at the first time I was there. It was August of 2004. I was there for my 10th birthday, and by then, YouTube wasn't established by then, because YouTube wasn't launched until 2005.
My goodness.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
Nearly. Almost
Yeah,
2 decades.
Guys, 2 years from now, we'll be celebrating the 20th anniversary of YouTube.
My golly. And
Yeah.
Billy, did you
20
know?
years of YouTube.
Yes. Hey, Billy, did you know before YouTube what we had? We had MySpace.
Oh yeah, we had MySpace, we had Google, we had Facebook.
We had a
Facebook was
website.
launched in 2004. I know that.
Yes.
I think we also had AOL. I mean,
Yeah,
America Online.
Four many times.
Yeah, so we got along pretty well without YouTube, and when that came on, that was a real step up, I guess.
Hold on a second, guys. So let me turn on my lamp. I'm just
No problem.
I'm actually sitting in my just relaxing in my bed right now, watching Paw Patrol right now on Nick Jr. So
Gotcha.
Well,
And that's what I was gonna say earlier.
and I
One
was gonna
down to
and speaking of
zero.
Nick Jr., I was gonna tell you about a game I actually have on my Nintendo Switch, as it just dropped my game of Wheel of Fortune for the Switch and on the show 23.
Okay.
Let me bring it in today here. This is the game right here.
Wow.
Awesome.
It's
Uh-huh.
it's Blaze and the Monster Machines Axel City Racers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I did a gameplay of it on my channel. Not too long ago. This year.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm actually getting ready to.
Hello?
Are you there?
Billy?
I think it's Mr. Bucket. He's up to something.
Yeah,
You
that
wanted
Mr.
something?
Bucket is driving us insane.
Yeah, either that or the dragon is spitting out snowflakes where he's at.
The tic-tac-toe green thing from outer space. He's back.
Yeah, really.
Now he's
I think he's back now.
he'll be back again in the.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just
Good.
Okay,
I'm just taking care of things right now. I'm just
Gotcha.
right.
Got it.
That's one.
Yeah, that whole snowflake joke. Yeah, okay.
yeah. Tell me about it.
But yeah, as I was saying that on the thing here, once it drops down to zero, the confetti comes dropping down. It's like a raining confetti.
Now the remix. I did say in my announcement video that I was going to be watching. I was going to be counting down to the New Year at Disney World, and with me staying at Pop Century Resort for the New Year. But I did say that we were good. That I was not going to be able to do the countdown to the New Year from like Epcot or for the Epcot New Year's Eve fireworks spectacular, and at Epcot or be at the Magic Kingdom for Fantasy in the Sky, because the Disney parks are going to be crowded. And speaking of that, there's going to be a huge, when we go to Disney on New Year's, if you go to Disney and you go to the Magic Kingdom for Fantasy in the Sky, or going to Epcot for the New Year's Eve fireworks, there's going to be tons of pyrotechnics going on around. The fireworks are going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be crowded.
Well, the parks are going to be crowded, and most importantly, if you're staying at Disneyland for the New Year, Disneyland is going to be crowded as well.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And plus, if you're going to the Disneyland park, not only you're going to have a DJ, you're not only going to have a huge amount of fireworks there, but you're also going to have a DJ bringing in music. There's going to be a music party host at Disneyland, and plus you also get help from Mickey and Minnie to count down, and plus you get Mickey and Minnie's help to count down to the New Year.
Yes,
indeed. Oh yeah.
Which kind of reminds me, Remix. '95. I think Steamboat Willie has been Mickey's first cartoon back in 1928, and now '95. Now after 95 years, I think Steamboat Willie is going to like some sort of whatever you call that, whatever you call those things.
Public domain.
But despite all that, I think Mickey's 95-year history with Disney. I think it's still going to go on, despite even though that Steamboat Willie is not going to is probably going to be heading to the archives.
Yes. Despite what's going on there.
So I want to give you guys what your guys' thoughts are of Steamboat Willie heading into the archives after 95 incredible years with Disney.
Despite of what's going on, I seen Steamboat Willies in the late 2000s, and
well, I can tell you guys right now that all the Mickey Mouse shorts, including Steamboat Willie, are all on Disney Plus.
yes.
And I was also going to let you know, guys, if you have like subscriptions with Hulu, and Disney Plus, you also get all the Hulu content on there. Like, for instance, you can now, for instance, Remix, if you have Disney Plus, you can watch Friday Night SmackDown on there now.
Wow.
Yeah, Friday night. Yeah, yeah. The Simpsons are on there. I think Celebrity Family Feud's on there. Celebrity Jeopardy's on there.
Oh my.
Celebrity Wheel of Fortune's on there. Pressure Luck is on there. And yes, even the Mary Tyler Moore Show is on there.
Oh wow, amazing.
Dying, yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And also, I was going to tell you, I actually have a video cassette featuring 2 episodes of the Mary Tyler Moore Show, and I actually got that for Christmas this year.
Oh, very good.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think my family is going to give me the entire 7-season series on DVD this year for Christmas.
That's good. That would be awesome.
That way I can catch all the episodes from all 7 seasons of featuring all the episodes from the show that lasted 7 seasons on CBS.
Yes.
From its first episode in 1970 to its final episode in 1977.
Yes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And we want to give us the shout. We want to give a special shout out to the man who did the show's theme song, "Love Is All Around," and that is the one and only Sonny Curtis.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Indeed. Yes. Oh yeah.
That's not my fault.
Yes.
So, but other than that, just let's see what we got here on ABC tonight. I think they're showing. I'm not sure what they're showing on ABC tonight. They're showing. All right, they're showing the sound. They're showing the Sound of Music at 7/6 Central, and it's a 4-hour movie. You know.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and guess what? Julie Andrews, Mary Poppins herself, she stars in The Sound of Music, because I think if I recall, Remix,
Yes.
I think Mary Poppins first premiered in theaters in 1964, and The Sound of Music premiered in theaters in 1965.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, because I think Julie Andrews has been ever since Mary Poppins first premiered in Disney with Disney in 1964. Julie Andrews has been a huge part of the Disney family ever since. Especially with Dick Van Dyke, who turned 98 earlier this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let me tell you, the television and the nature world as of right now, guys, it's not the same without Bob Barker.
Wasn't the same about
Yeah.
Bob.
Yeah.
No,
Yep,
it wasn't.
he did a huge amount of work with remind us to have our pets spayed and neutered, and also because he was a pet lover, and plus we also know him knew him during his tenure during his 35-year tenure with The Price is Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah, yes. Not only a sad loss for our friends. It's for our friends at CBS, but mostly a
Mhm.
sad loss for the price for everyone at The Price is Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But he still lives on within us.
I would have to agree,
Golly.
Chris.
He still lives within us, and he may come back in another form. I mean, look what happened to Alex Trebek. We thought he was gone away in 2020 from his cancer, pancreatic cancer. He came back in AI.
Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Yes.
Yes, and he
Mhm.
came back in AI like about 2 years later on YouTube, playing in an episode with the president. So we got to see
Oh, yeah, that is so funny.
that.
Oh, God.
That really knocked my socks off.
Plus he was on a couple of episodes with Conan O'Brien. He was on he made an appearance on the final episode of the Colbert Report.
Wow.
And plus, he made a couple of appearances on Sesame Street. He was on Mama's Family. He guest starred in the Rugrats. He was in the X-Files.
Yes.
He was on The Simpsons.
Absolutely.
He was also on Cheers.
He's a legend.
He is.
He's a legend.
And
Just like Bob Barker and Jerry Springer, Alex Trebek was totally a television legend.
Yes.
and on SNL.
Oh yeah, Saturday
Yes,
Night Live. Oh
Saturday
yeah,
Night Live.
and don't forget he also hosted the April Fool's Day edition of Wheel of Fortune in 1997, while
Yeah,
Pat
which
Sajak
I've
hosted
seen.
Jeopardy.
Also,
Yeah.
did you know this, Billy? Alex Trebek actually substitute hosted sub for Chuck Woolery, I should say.
Exactly for a week until they brought Pat Sajak.
Yes, they subbed. He also subbed for him in 1980 too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was like a year. Because I think they brought in Pat Sajak a year earlier, because we didn't have Vanna until 1982, and we had Vanna ever since.
Yes, if I remember correctly, right? If I'm correct, if and when I'm correct, I would want to say that Pat Sajak came in December of 1981, and then
I believe you are correct, because
thank you.
Because I think Chuck's final episode was right. I think it was right before they had their Philadelphia week, I think.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, because let me tell you, they had the Wheel of Fortune has been on the road recently for all their shows. They've been at convention centers for like Team Best Friends Week. They've been there for like for special like Great Outdoors Weeks. They've been there. They've been on the road for College Week. They've been on the they've been there for Family Week, Stars Week, NFL Players Week, even NBA Week, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, now I fixed it. Oh, no.
Hey, Remix.
No. Because I messed up the letters again.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. No worries. Take your time with it. I was wondering if you had any comments about what we had to say.
I know. No, I keep messing up the letters.
Gotcha. That should be right. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I want to remind everybody who's watching the episode or the stream.
Yeah.
And we didn't forget about E3.
Yeah, we can't go. Yeah, you're right, Remix. We can't go wrong without E3, because it was one of the best conventions that we ever got to know and love. Because we really watched it for most of the time. We talked about what was gonna occur in the near future when every video game came out mostly for instance Xbox, PC, Nintendo, PlayStation, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sega in '95.
Yeah, Sega.
Yeah.
You're right, Sega.
But
Yeah.
we'll go over on the moments and memories and whatnot. But since you're here, Billy, you might as well talk about the history of E3.
I think my favorite memory of E3 was I think in 2006 when they introduced the Wii.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and
Yeah, that was awesome.
I'll
Yeah.
hide the banner.
Yeah, I think one of the E3s that we actually had, I think was like 2018 or 2019, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mix, but was it those one of those years when they introduced the Switch?
I don't know.
It was 2017.
It was
Yeah.
okay. It was 2017.
Yeah, 2017.
2017.
Thankfully I have a Switch. Well, thankfully I got a Switch now because I actually got a Switch. I actually got my Switch off Amazon in November, and let me tell you guys, it works very well.
Yeah.
And thanks to you, thanks to your wonderful suggestions, Remix. I'm happy to tell you that I'm in honor of a Super Mario 3D World for the Switch.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I have an OLED Switch that I bought on Amazon.
Yours
and that was my
you're talking about the one with the red and blue controllers?
No, it's white with the white Joy-Cons.
Well, mine, you know what?
That's the one I have.
Mine's an OLED too, and mine has those red and blue controllers.
Well, that's the $299 one. I got the one for $350.
That's the one my mom got me. It was about close to $300.
Yeah, because mine is OLED, 64 gigabytes of storage, and the OLED is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the OLED's really good too. And I also got when I got the Nintendo's the Nintendo Switch Online thingamajig, that allows me to play all the games like for Super NES, NES.
Yeah.
But I do not
Game
have
Boy.
the expansion. I do not have the expansion pack yet. When you play all the cloud
And
games
64 stuff.
Yep. Game Boy Advance, Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64, all that stuff. That's the one that I really need to get because now I can go back and play all of my favorite Nintendo 64 games for like Mario, like Super Mario 64, Pokemon Stadium, Donkey Kong 64, GoldenEye 007, Mario Party, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And GoldenEye 007,
yeah, definitely Game Boy.
featuring one of our favorite characters that Sean Connery voiced, and that's Bond, James Bond.
Cool.
Yep.
Oh yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a classic game from Whale back in on the N64 days.
Golden
you know what, Remix? I have to for gaming. I'm sure you guys will agree on this, but no other game that was made by Rare could ever top Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
Awesome game. Yeah.
And they made
Donkey Kong Country by far, guys, is one of the best games that Rare has ever made.
Yes.
Well, and it'll be 30 next year.
Well, thank God, because I actually now have it on my Switch.
It's an awesome
courtesy
game.
of the Super Nintendo pack with on Nintendo Switch Online. So special thanks to everyone, and we want to give a special thanks to everyone at Rare for making that game. And guys, also if you do not have a Super Nintendo, if you have a Super Nintendo and don't have Donkey Kong Country yet, if you want to get the game yourself, the first thing I would do is watch a special video talk about the making of Donkey Kong Country, and that's called Donkey Kong Country Exposed, and it talks about how Donkey Kong Country was made.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. A lot of great history on that.
Yep.
I mean,
and find a copy on eBay
or on Amazon.
Good idea. Yes. Or you can go to a site called DK Oldies, which sells
I'm kind of a hit and miss on
you
them because they're
what,
really
you know
expensive.
what, Chris. If I had a Super Nintendo, if I want to get my own copy of Donkey Kong Country, I would have to get my own copy of Donkey Kong Country off of Amazon.
Gotcha. Amazon's good.
Yeah, or you can get a copy of Donkey Kong Country on eBay, because I think I got my copy of Donkey Kong Country Returns for
Yeah.
the Nintendo Wii off of Amazon.
Yes.
But
Yeah, and you start.
I'm almost to get all my games like for N64, PlayStation,
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo Wii U, all that stuff. I get those off Amazon rather than eBay.
Cool.
Yeah, because you gotta watch out for the condition, and
Yeah.
that way you don't buy a piece of junk.
Exactly.
The only con I do not really like about the only con that I care for about on eBay right now is that we have to just like on The Price is Right, you actually had to bid for items.
Yeah, because
Yeah, and you can also buy stuff too.
Yeah,
It's fine to buy it now, and you can make offers to make it go lower.
exactly.
It's a lower.
That is the only con that's the only thing I do not like about buying stuff on eBay is that
Me
we
too.
have to we have
Well,
to bid for
yeah,
items.
of the bidding.
Exactly.
however, my dad.
But
That's the one
you
thing I do not
can.
like. That's the one thing I do not like about buying stuff on eBay.
My
Well,
dad.
I know.
My dad purchased
And
something
getting scammed.
before I do, and I do like it a lot, and I love
Exactly.
Amazon
Yes.
as well, which is understandable.
But yeah, I can understand.
And can you guys believe it? Just 1 week ago, 1 week to go until 1 week to go for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yeah, and guys, this I have to say, guys, but this is actually the Christmas edition of this podcast.
Yeah. Why not? That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, and also
Yeah,
a farewell to E3.
Yep, and also we also as far as our E3 goes, and as far as our this episode goes, we want to wish all you guys out there a Merry Christmas and warm wishes in 2024.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
so what are your plans for the new year, Chris?
None. I cannot say right now. I'm gonna continue with the podcast for a little bit, and then we'll find out what happens.
Well, I know one thing on my mind is that, and what I'm going to be doing it, hopefully I can earn it, is that my mom and I are going to go to Anaheim and do like about 2 or 3 days at Disneyland, and then
Good.
spend the last 2 days of our trip in San Diego.
That's good. Awesome.
So I don't know if I'm not sure if I'm gonna run the Ray remix, but if I do, I'll just give him a big booyaka, get a picture with him, and then I'll share it with our colleagues for the Ren Ray podcast.
Yep.
Yeah, if you watch this, Brian, Joy, Eric, Michael,
And
Andrew,
especially Andrew.
and you guys.
Yep. And you also want to give also to our pal David 3000, who I've done some few game shows with back in the, including like Wheel of Fortune, let's see, Gambit I've done, and I think those are the only 2 game shows I've ever done with David. The only game show that I've done with Brandon Scruggs so far is Tic Tac Toe, and that's about it.
He also did one with David on Tic Tac Toe back in 2019, the early day.
Yep. And also, as far as the David 2000 Network goes, I just got word from Jason, who's the host of Tic Tac Toe on the David 3000 Network. He told me that we have new episodes. We have new episodes of Tic Tac Toe coming up sometime in January, and all the shows will start. All of our tapings will start at 7 p.m. And also we also have air all the episodes of Tic Tac Toe on the David 3000 Network, where every Monday at 12:30 p.m. So those who want to check it out, be sure to go to David's channel and watch all the episodes of Tic-Tac-Toe, and be sure to subscribe to David's channel to get all the content, including, and also subscribe to my channel, Remix's channel, Luke's channel, and Chris's channel to get notified on our content if you're new. So and
Yeah.
also
And the notification bell.
be sure to like our content, subscribe to our channel, tell your friends about these videos, and you get the
Thank
idea.
you.
As the
Yeah.
two main channels. One of them, my main channel, Luke Jeffers, which is known for my Luke LCS Club content, Luke Jeffers, Luke J Story Pop with WLC content, and my second channel related to game shows and Blast of the Past content is Appedition 94. Originally owned by Marshall Brown, and it's now owned by me. So Division of LCS Club. So there you go on that.
And also we also got
And
our
we can
Christmas
laugh at
episode
that.
of FWLX coming up this coming Friday, which is episode 397, in which we are going to be talking about a very important topic that we're going to be talking about, and that has to do with Maya Bialik's departure from Jeopardy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And yeah, shocking. I know.
And that's what I put on the comments.
I heard crazy super duper bullshit.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's like a souped up version of the Crazy Bunch 8.
Believe it.
Back in 2000, here's a fun fact. In 2009, 2010, I have a username called CrazyBunch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
727.
No,
Yes.
it wasn't that far.
I know. I'm just kidding. Luke.
And then I just posted on these channels, and then you will come up with the name Luke J Star 5, and it was me and Remix's idea, and then that's why I created that channel. So there you go with that, and then after the part of these channels, and then Appedition 94, which is originally owned by Marshall Brown, now owned by me. Well, there's like three other channels. One's owned by a good friend of mine, and now deleted by goes by the name of Luke John. It's called Luke 99, and the other two were owned by me.
Yeah.
One of which is Luke J628. It's created 2007, July 8th. It's not by Gmail at the time. It's by BellSouth at the time, called Yahoo. That's what YouTube had today.
I really miss BellSouth because BellSouth is one of the phone services along with Verizon. I think Verizon, T-Mobile, and I think AT&T.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, my family has a I think we have like a phone service with AT&T, and I think it was like I think it has like a 5G network, not like a 4G network that we used to have back in the day, but
Yeah.
But my dad had phone service, but before my dad passed away, my dad had phone services with Verizon until the last few years of his life. He switched to AT&T.
Oh my God.
Here's another funny.
Oh my
Wow,
God!
Yeah.
I told you it would be soft jokes. I told you.
Holy
crap!
Holy hell!
Holy crap! Exactly.
I'll let that slide. I'll let it slide.
Oh, and another thing.
Everything's slide by now.
Another YouTube channel, Luke J's Tway is back. It's by a Canadian email, by the way. Luke John created that, and it's owned by me. So
Gotcha.
after that, it was basically Luke J's Tway's back account. Ranked in 2009 in July. Side fans for Gazette Dark School 3 made a rant about me, and it's about stealing other people's videos at the time. I don't do that anymore because I just want to delete the channels now. I created a Crazy Bunch. That's just me. Crazy Bunch 129 until creation of Blue Jays Story Pop and DLC of 2011, which me and Remix had this idea.
Yep, and I was gonna tell you guys, I'm almost to get this, guys, almost to 1,000 videos on my channel.
Awesome.
Yeah. Wow.
That's good.
So excited for you. Speaking of which, near close to be 9,000.
Wow.
I'm 200.
Yeah, I've got almost 1,000 videos. I have over 7,000 subscribers already. So make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and get notified on the new content. We got new content. I got new content coming up on my channel as well, and a lot more content coming up in 2024, including some stuff you'll see from Disneyland this coming May.
Yeah, exactly. And especially the fact that the sequel to Arlington, Virginia, Washington, D.C. Back in 2013, well, the sequel is coming in 2024. Be look out for it. It's going to be a huge thing. So there you go with that. Going to Arlington, Virginia, Washington, D.C. again since my high school graduation, to be back here since I want to go there, the PBS NewsHour headquarters. The first time since my high school graduation. I thought it would be a great idea to get back on that. But in October, Patrick Smith did an email to me and my mom. I thought to see Billy in person for the second time. That's
it was you know what, look, it was great having you in Gainesville, man, and we're looking forward to having you back in the near future.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Well, I'm twiddling my thumbs.
I was also going to tell you guys that I think sometime in 2025, my mom and I are hoping to plan on spending about I think a week or two in New York. So if I do, there'll be lots of fun videos from the Big Apple.
Very good.
I had to tell Mom about this, speaking of which.
So I'm not sure if I'm going to be visiting our friends in 93Q though, Remix, because
I don't know.
if I do go to New York, I'm actually going to be staying in Times Square. So that's all that matters.
Yeah.
There is a possibility that I may go. I may see. There's a possibility I may see the Yankees and probably the Mets play baseball and all that stuff.
That's good.
We may end up seeing the New York Rangers play, and we may do like a tour of let's see, Radio City Music Hall. We may do a tour do a tour of Madison Square Garden, all that stuff.
Wow!
Just to see what it's like to go to it, to see what it's like to go to attend a sporting event or a WWE event in New York and all that stuff.
Yes.
And also experience what it's like to go to watch the Yankees play baseball, what it's like to see the New York Mets play baseball. And who knows? I may see our friend Kyle Hershon along the way.
Whoa!
Yeah.
So I want to give a special shout out to Kyle and thank you for what he's done for his podcast and just want to give. And also, I was going to give you a quick, guys, a little blast in the past. Our friend Kyle Hershon, he was actually a contestant on Wheel of Fortune during season 34.
Oh, that's nice.
Which, by the way, I won't explain much because I won't be able to. My brain's twisting my mind, but I won't talk about it. Ugh.
Yeah,
that's fine. We respect that, but we just want to let you we just want to let you know, Kyle, that we appreciate you, what you have done for your channel, what you've done for the buy of vowel boards, what you've done for your wonderful time with YouTube and all that stuff, and we just want to thank for what you've done and wish you and your family Merry Christmas. So thanks for thanks for what you do, Kyle, and God bless you, man.
And happy early birthday to you, man. Watching this.
I'm going to speak up and I'm going to say something that all of you might look at me funny, but I think I have to say it. If you want to tribute some of the people, like, I'm not going to say names, but I'll tell you after the show who they are. But I am not going to follow their channels or podcasts because I'm not fans of certain ones of them. It's about a certain situation. No, it's about certain time when I used to talk to them. We got into a fight and then we stopped. So I'm not going to say names until after the show. And Remix, I apologize for bringing this up, and I hope you forgive me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we want to keep that anonymous as much as possible.
I'll tell you after the show.
Good.
Yeah, because
Send you all a
we're going way off topic.
I know. Why don't we talk about E3 like we were before? Is that all right with you?
Yeah, because that's what we're
That's
actually
what
gonna
we wanted to do.
be doing right now. Because it's all about E3, because that was one of the big news, for last week or for this week rather.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. And
Because
and I know we have a lot to talk about with E3.
well, yeah,
I
because
did,
it's a nail in a coffin.
yeah,
Yeah,
I did mention that we had the history we had was when they introduced the newest releases of games that were coming from Sega to games from Rare,
Yeah, all the way back in '95.
to
Absolutely.
2K Sports, like for on most gaming consoles like Super NES, Sega Genesis,
Yeah.
N64, PlayStation, GameCube, Xbox One, PS2, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course E3 2006 for Sony, which was total embarrassing.
yes, it
Oh,
was.
golly.
Well, they did a great job with the E3 event with Nintendo when they introduced the Wii.
Well, yeah, Nintendo and Microsoft, but Sony, yeah, it was just they just went spiral downhill.
Yeah. And I saw that thing what Remix said back in 2017 when he did Vlog Week at the time. It's like, I can't pronounce these words, sorry. And I was like, scratch my head laughing as I'm not gonna say the H word this straight, but it was hilarious,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I recall Remix when E3 did their event in 2012. Was that the year when E3 introduced us to the Wii U?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Wii came out in 06. The Wii U came out
The
in
Wii U was
2012.
like 2012-ish, 13.
Yeah, and as Remix, as Luke said earlier in the show, the Switch was released in 2017.
Yeah, and
Yep.
they had Xbox One in like 2013,
And
which Sony stole the show.
yeah, and what about the PlayStation 5?
That was not on E3.
No.
Because like I said, E3 was pretty much done after 2019.
Yeah, but the PS4 was introduced during
Yeah,
E3.
that was in 2013. And that was one of the greatest moments. Because people were trashing Xbox One left and right.
Yeah.
because when E3 was during their second annual event in 1996, that was when they introduced us to the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, that was in '96, and they delayed and they announced it in '95, and they said they wouldn't delay it to '96.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they were scheduled to have their E3 event in 2020, but sadly that got canceled due to the restrictions of COVID.
Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, guys, E3 started in 1995.
Yeah, I was bored. Yeah.
And it was a way to, give the public, for gaming, instead of the whole Consumer Electronics show.
Yeah, but even though that E3 is no longer going to be with us, remix, we'll still have D3. Now we'll talk, and we'll talk more about it hopefully on next week's show, because we're going to be because we have a lot to talk about what's to come with D3, and talk about what's to come in the near future with our friends at Disney.
Well, it's like I said, because like I said, E3, we're gonna miss E3 and want to center everything, but yeah, so E3 '95, like I said, and then it ended, and when Summer Game Fest took over, I knew that this was gonna kill E3, and it did.
It did.
Wow, after nearly 30
Yeah, 2
years.
decades.
After nearly 30 years.
3 decades. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it's about 28.
28, yeah.
close to 30 years, yeah, because
But
yeah,
speaking of 1995, let's go back to 1995.
Yeah, I was
which
born.
was the year that Luke was born, and that was also
Well,
the year that
yeah.
I turned 1.
Yep, that's where the Crazy Bunch came into this world. I'm not saying it to be in a mean way. I'm saying it because
Yes.
it's true.
Yeah, my head.
Absolutely.
That's my brain.
Yeah,
Because
because I don't want to make fun of it in any way, because that's not what I do.
Into the world
That's not what
over
you do.
about almost 30 years ago, back in August 20th of 1994, and let me tell you guys, I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed being close to a 30-year-old man, and let me tell you, when you get 30, and let me tell you, it's. And you guys, let me tell you this, remix, especially to you and especially to you and Luke, Chris. It has taken me a long time, and forgive me for saying this. It's taken me a long time to become 30 years old.
I know what you mean.
There's a lot of games turning 30 next year.
Even Donkey Kong Country.
And Donkey Kong on the Game Boy, a masterpiece.
Nah.
Yeah, because I think
like I said, there's a lot of games.
Celebrate 30 years of Super Mario Brothers. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how long it's been. How long it's been since we were first introduced to Tetris, remix. How long has Tetris been around?
I think 80. Well,
89.
probably like 84, 85.
Yeah. So it's been like about. So we had like nearly I think almost a 40-year history with Tetris.
If I had to guess, probably 84.
Yeah. So about almost a 30-year history with Tetris.
Yeah. But yeah, so
I gotta tell you, Tetris, classic game.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I know.
I spelled Tetris wrong.
Never gets old.
Never gets old.
Yeah, I think what E3 event we actually had when we first launched in 1995, remix was one of the years of E3 when they introduced us with the PS1 and SNES game of what was it, like Zoop, I think.
I don't know, but I know they talked a lot of. Well, the main things of '95 were the PlayStation, and of course the disastrous Sega Saturn, which makes our heads spin.
Exactly. We wouldn't want to forget when they introduced us to the N64, when they introduced us to the PS2.
Yeah. And then it got delayed.
Introduced us to the GameCube as well.
Yeah, that was in 2001. But yeah, I mean, Sega Saturn. You probably know how it turned out. Disaster.
I think the 2000 E3 was when they introduced us to the PS2.
Yeah, huh?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I said you the
and
product
the
if it's
the
about progression above Tetris.
yeah, and the Saturn was full. No, wait, $399
Yeah.
when it first launched, and yeah, and it's still one of the worst decisions ever. And
Yeah.
why Tom Kalinske left in '96 because he got fed up with it.
Got fed up with it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And it was one of the dumbest moves ever. From September to being out right now back in '95. That was a
That was boring.
horrible way. I mean, it's like taking a nosedive. It's like playing Flight Simulator and then you take a nosedive and you just crash and burn.
Okay,
And that's
so
exactly what happened.
hold that thought for 1 second, Remix. I just been informed that that Tetris first came out in 1988 in arcade and then on the NES in 1989.
Wow.
Well, yes, I know. But I mean, when it first got its start, when it was created, yes, I know about the arcade stuff, especially Atari games and Tengen and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think Tetris actually came back onto for the Super NES when they had a combinations of
Dr.
Tetris and
Mario.
Dr. Mario. Yeah, Tetris and Dr. Mario. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
that was
think
in '94.
because I think 96 is when we had Dr. Mario 64. I think it was a Nintendo 64 version of Tetris on there as well.
Yeah, Tetris Spear and the uh, Magical Tetris Challenge. I had the Disney characters
Yes.
and
Yeah,
the new Tetris.
I think the PlayStation had its own version of Tetris.
Mm-hmm.
And Tetris Spear, which is an awesome game. Yeah, PlayStation only had 2 Tetris games. And that's the next Tetris from '99, and the first one was Tetris Plus in '96, and that was also on Saturn, believe it or not.
Believe it or not.
That stupid Sega Saturn.
Yeah, I know, and it
Yeah.
crashed and burned,
Earlier this week, last
just
week,
like the 3DO
one of my employees got me, want to recommend me that.
and the Philips CDI, which we need to take a sledgehammer and beat the devil out of it, just like Hotel Mario in the Zelda game.
I think it's
And you know
called.
Beat the devil out of it.
Hey,
Yeah.
and you know what? What you said, beat the devil out of it. You just took the words out of Bob Ross's mouth.
Yes.
Well, it's true because they're horrible games.
Mobile games. Speaking of which,
I miss Bob Ross. I gotta tell you, he was
I
one of
do
the best
too.
painters around.
Yeah. Speaking of
Bob
Ross,
Ross is a legend.
song last.
He really is a legend. I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
But let's
Yes.
not go off topic though, guys, because we
Yeah.
still got a lot more history to talk about with E3.
Not. Even though I.
Well, go ahead, Luke. Say what you're gonna say,
Even though
and
I
we'll
have,
continue on.
I do have this on at the mail last week. I think one of my employees highly recommended me this. It's called a Mini Plus. It plays like 10,000 video games. You know, not just
10,000?
Yeah.
What?
What?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Arcade. Not just NES, but arcade, SNES,
Yes.
Nintendo 64, so many others.
I've heard of it.
Even the PlayStation?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now, Luke. Okay.
It's called Miu Mini Plus. Watch
Yeah.
if my employees, my job, I thank you for giving me this Miu Mini Plus. Anyway.
Yeah.
I hope it plays all our favorite games we know love on the PlayStation.
I don't know as of yet, but we'll see.
That would be nice.
It'll be nice
But
to
yeah,
see.
I know what you're talking about now,
A
Luke.
mini console like that to play all of our favorite games we do love on the PlayStation on there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even including the games that we actually have, or that I have on my PlayStation right now. which are Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, Family Feud, WCW Nitro, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. Yes.
But
Great
yeah, so
Right. Anyway.
so you saw what happened with the Saturn, took a nosedive, and then the PlayStation came out. It was more superior than the Saturn, and it only cost $299.
Yes.
And that was so famous when Steve Waits just said one word, and that was $299. And then the audience was applauded. It was so loud that it was like, see, it was a game over for Sega, and it was.
Holy jelly donuts. My goodness.
Yeah. I'm sure
Yeah.
the crowd, I'm sure the entire crowd got gave the people at Sony a huge standing ovation when the PlayStation was introduced.
My golly.
Yeah, and it cost $299.
Wow.
Yes.
And people who had the Saturn, they and had the games for it, they use it like frisbees.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
What would Sony? Yeah, I tell you guys, what would Sony be without the PlayStation?
Yeah, I mean, library of games. That's what sold the system, was the library of games.
Exactly.
Yes.
And Sega Saturn had diddly squat.
Yeah, it did have diddly
Yeah,
squad.
and plus, what would Sega be without the Genesis?
Yeah, and the Genesis was discontinued in '95, which was stupid.
That was dumb. Yeah.
Yet they still made games till '98,
Yeah.
with Fargo being the last Genesis game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, good, but no other Genesis game could ever top Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm back.
Well, yeah.
And even what with the PlayStation and there's no other PlayStation game that could ever top Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah, or Crash Bandicoot.
With yeah, it would never top Spyro the Dragon and Crash Bandicoot.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's now owned by Activision.
Just like what would play the Super Nintendo be without Donkey Kong Country and Super Mario World?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I got the page on Wikipedia.
Well, makes sense. Anyway.
Because, we did forget about one other thing in '95.
Was
and be prepared to take a lot of Tylenol, a lot of aspirin.
okay.
Oh, my golly.
Yeah, and the reason why I say that, because you're going to be seeing nothing but black and red the entire time.
Oh, it's Virtual Boy.
Oh, my God. That was
that's
lost.
Yeah, and Tylenol is not included. You got to provide your own Tylenol.
That was a big failure.
Not sponsored, by the way. I'm just saying. Yeah, just saying we're not sponsored, but I'm just saying, yeah, Tylenol not included, because that's what you're going to need after you play this.
I hate to get you off topic, Remix, but the Buffalo Bills just beat the Dallas Cowboys 31-10. But despite the Cowboys losing to Buffalo today, the Cowboys have already clinched a spot in the playoffs.
Wow.
No.
But anyway, let's continue on.
But yeah, I mean, you're gonna need a lot of Tylenol to get rid of that headache.
Hold on a sec, guys. Let me mute my
From
mic.
the Virtual Boy.
Okay.
If you thought that was bad, try Allzone, which is even horrible.
Horrible.
But yeah, Virtual Boy. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, it was a complete failure, and that was one of the last devices that Gunpei Yokoi made before he left Nintendo after 31 years.
Okay. Yeah.
And actually, his last one was the Game Boy Pocket in '96, and then he left Nintendo.
He left Nintendo.
Yeah. I hate forgive me for saying this, guys, but but I have to keep my voice down as of right now because my neighbors are home.
Well, yeah, I can get that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he left in '96, but he continued to be the producer until he left completely, and that was Tetris Attack that came out in '96. And then he just left altogether because of the failure of the Virtual Boy.
Okay.
Wow, the Virtual Boy, not very good. Not good at
No,
all.
No.
no,
Not good.
and the only good game that was on the Virtual Boy was Warrior Land, and that was about it.
Yeez. Anyway.
The Tetris game, which was the last game on the Virtual Boy, that sucked.
Sucked big time.
I would stick with the Tetris games on Game Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably prefer like Tetris on the NES, the Game Boy,
Well, NES and Game Boy.
and the Super Nintendo too, especially with
Yeah.
Tetris and Dr. Mario.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, what would the NES? What would the NES be without Super Mario World and without Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 3, and Tetris?
Makes sense.
yeah. And that was also the year that NES was discontinued in '95.
Yeah, I was bored. Yeah, it's discontinued.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
really in shock. I was really sad when '95 when they discontinued the NES.
Yeah, it's sad to be the most. I mean, the most favorite games I remember the most played on the NES.
Oh crap!
I played
I
before,
gotta get rid of that.
and Remix recommended me
There we
that.
go.
Well,
He played
Okay.
Acquisition
I
for the
didn't realize.
NES, and it was a great game.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Ultra 64, which was later known as the N64,
Yeah,
in state of development.
yeah,
And they had games on display in '95 that included The Secret of Donkey Kong Country, which I had on Super Nintendo, Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong Crust,
yeah.
Earthbound, and the game that I love so much by Will is a game called Killer Instinct.
Killer's Day was great. Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, which I had on. Well, I used to have it on Game Boy, then I had it on Super Nintendo, and yeah, the SNES one is a T-rated game. The Game Boy one is KA, and people don't like the Game Boy version, but the music is incredible on both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense, you know?
And we talked about Sega with the Sega Saturn, Tom Kalinske, who was the CEO at the time.
Which makes sense, you know?
$399 US, and due to high consumer demand, blah blah blah, they shipped 30,000 Saturns to Toys R Us, Babbage's, Electronics Boutique, and Software, etc. And so you guys are wondering, what about Walmart and Target and Best Buy? Well, they didn't get a single product of the Saturn, and they were furious, and they were so mad that they didn't want to. I don't know. They just got so angry when it didn't come to those retail stores.
Yeah. So you got me my 5.
So that kind of drove people. That kind of drove them mad when they were not going to get the Sega Saturn, because it was doomed from the start.
Yes.
And then Sony, with the PlayStation, and then Steve Wace made a single brief statement saying $299, and that was it.
That was
So,
it.
yeah. And that right there, Sony really stole the show when $299 and the PlayStation and the library of games. And yeah, and the rest is history.
That's history. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And the Virtual Boy, well, yeah, forget about the Virtual Boy.
Mhm.
Because it wasn't that great.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah.
That's
So
I saw
there were a
it.
lot of companies. Yes,
Great, you know.
yeah. So there were a lot of companies that were at the E3 1995. Some of them that are no longer existed, some that are still around. So the companies that were in E3 95, the 3DO company, which they're not around. Acclaim Entertainment, which is not around. They filed for bankruptcy in 2004.
Yeah.
Activision, who's still around, which is now owned by Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
Capcom, who's celebrating 40 years.
Whoa.
Crystal Dynamics, which is still around.
Okay.
EA, obviously. LucasArts, Microsoft, Namco, obviously. Nintendo, Sega, Sony, Computer Entertainment, SNK, which is we haven't heard from SNK all of these years, and Williams Electronics.
Yeah, exactly.
That was there, and they listed the games that they had on E3 95. Full 3DO games, which I probably can care less about. Acclaim Entertainment, which again they filed for bankruptcy because they made that really cool racing game on PlayStation that I used to have, but I don't anymore. Yeah, I had some games by Acclaim that were published, but yeah. Batman Forever, which is complete garbage on the SNES and Genesis.
Believe me.
It's terrible. The controls are so bad, you just don't want to play it. It's just god awful.
Yeah.
Even especially our company LGN because they made so many good games. Well, the best game the LGN made was WWF Raw, and that was about it.
Yeah, and the only problem
go ahead, Luke.
Pictionary. I had problems with that, because.
Well, yeah, because it's a little bit more complicated than the one that you like the most, but it does have excellent soundtrack.
And then the other game called I never know what the Spider-Man game is called, but that's made by LGN, and then when AVGN was in shock.
Yes, Maximum Carnage.
I was saying it's not.
It's not brief anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I know what you're talking about,
guys. What would the NES be without anticipation?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I was gonna say LGN was forwarded into Acclaim Entertainment.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank
God. Oh yeah. Yep, definitely, indeed.
That's what I tell Spraycast people if they're watching. Owen,
Mario. I could not really believe how worthless the LGN did.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to tell Owen, Mario Max Malkin, Rio, and other people at Spraycast if they're watching this.
Yeah.
If
I had to pick one video game company to ever make video games like that, it has to be the company that made all the SmackDown versus Raw games, and that's THQ.
Yeah, THQ. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because THQ was also the ones that made some of our favorite video game show based games like for instance Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, and even Merv Griffith's Crosswords.
Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
I did play those 2 games out of the 3. I mean, when I did the episode on Finding Nemo, Very Odd Gamer episode, the very first episode of Very Odd Gamer, my friend Lucas Bradley, he's watching now, he was criticizing that game. For the 5th anniversary in a row, he did a re-review of Very Odd Gamer Finding Nemo episode. I never haven't seen the chance to do it, but I'll do it this Christmas. If you watch this, Lucas, it's for you. But anyway. So that's my advice. Very Odd Gamer and Hawks. But anyway, Hawks Gamer. But anyway. What is he doing?
I'm just setting on my camera here.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's Judge Dredd on Genesis and Super Nintendo. NFL Quarterback Club 96 for Genesis, Saturn, and SNES. Revolution X on Genesis, Saturn, and Super Nintendo. Yeah, okay, yeah, I've heard of that. Stargate on SNES and Genesis. Turok on the N64, which is a revolutionary. Well, I mean that and GoldenEye of the shooters.
Yeah.
True Lies on the SNES and Genesis. Venom, Spider-Man, Separation, Anxiety, Warlock.
Mm-hmm.
The game that Billy was talking about, WWF Wall, which was on 32X, Genesis, and Super Nintendo. By Acclaim Entertainment.
Yes.
And Activision only made 2 games: MechWarrior 3050 on the SNES and Pitfall: The Mayan Adventure on the 32X. Atari, yeah, they have a crap ton like Battle Morph, Battle Spear, Defender 2000. Yeah, so yeah, and obviously Atari was there too.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot
I
of Capcom
think
stuff.
Acclaim was the one. I think Acclaim, if I recall, remix was the company that also made NBA Jam.
Yes.
In the 90s and then until like the early 2010s when EA Sports brought it back.
Yeah, and Resident Evil from Capcom on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Breath of Fire 2 for the Super Nintendo. Mega Man X3. Street Fighter the movie. Yeah. God awful.
SmackDown versus Raw. Yeah, SmackDown versus Raw, WCW Nitro, WCW Thunder, WCW NWO World Tour, all THQ.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Crystal Dynamics, Jets on PlayStation and Saturn.
Yeah.
And yeah, Revolution X. It's an arcade game, and it was made in the Super Nintendo and Genesis. And it has music by Aerosmith.
Famous for it's one of my favorite songs in them. That's I Don't Want to Miss a Thing.
Yeah.
One of the best songs.
But yeah, and the thing is, you cannot stream that Revolution X because it does have copyrighted music in the game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're
not streaming that one because we don't want to get you, myself, or myself a copyright strike. And boy, we did not want that.
No. But like I said, I will upload on Rumble, not on YouTube.
Yeah.
Exactly. You might want to do it on Rumble rather than YouTube because we don't want to get a copyright strike.
FIFA 96, PGA Tour 96, Viewpoint, Wing, Commander 3, and of course Nintendo was there. Yeah, and there's my favorite game on Game Boy. Yep.
The one video game I don't think we ever mentioned on the stream that was part of E3 remix. You'll be probably happy when I say this. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Wayman because Wayman came out in '95. I had that game by Ubisoft.
Rayman. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good music.
Ubisoft was the
yeah.
guy was the company that made I think all three of the Price is Right games that we knew and loved on the Wii.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I hope she's not calling me because this is an important stream.
This is
Very
important.
much
She
important. Yeah,
knows
this
she knows I'm doing the stream.
this is important for all of us guys because
Exactly.
we want to talk about the nearly 30-year history of E3, how it
Almost 30
affected
years.
all of us and
Yes.
all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if she is calling me, I'll have to answer her when I'm done doing the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, Nintendo was at E3 in '95, and they had games for Super Nintendo and Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So obviously, Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest on the SNES. There's Earthbound on the Super Nintendo.
Earthworm Jim.
Killer Instinct for the Super Nintendo, which is awesome. Street Fighter 2 on the Game Boy. And my personal favorite Donkey Kong game that I keep saying all the time. If you like Donkey Kong Country on the SNES, you will like this one on Game Boy because it's another masterpiece of its own from Will.
Because Donkey Kong Country was not the only, because Donkey Kong Country for the Super NES was not the only version of Donkey Kong Country that was made. It was also on the Game Boy Color and it was also on the Game Boy Advance.
Exactly.
Yes, and the game that I'm talking about that came out in '95 is Donkey Kong Land for the Game Boy.
Yeah, exactly.
And that game is my personal favorite on the Game Boy, and Donkey Kong as well. So, Donkey Kong Land, one of the best games ever made. I love that game so much.
Yes.
It had awesome music, and it was a short game compared to the others, but it was still fun. It was still awesome to play. And I have a lot of childhood memories. And it came on a yellow cartridge, banana colored cartridge, and it was a huge seller for the Game Boy.
Wow.
That reminds me, Remix. I think
yeah.
When Donkey Kong 64 was introduced on the Nintendo 64, it was also in a yellow cartridge.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Same with this one I'm looking at. And yeah, if you had a Super Game Boy, you could play this on your Super Nintendo.
Right.
Yes.
And best Game Boy game of 1995 from GamePro magazine.
Wow.
Exactly.
Rightfully so.
Exactly.
It is. I totally agree.
Yep.
Indeed.
And
Yep.
It's definitely in my top 10.
Yeah.
And let me guess, Rare made it.
Yes, they did.
They did.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, and the soundtrack.
What would Donkey Kong Country and all the Donkey Kong Country games be? And what would the Donkey Kong games be with our friends at Rare?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, and the soundtrack for both are all amazing, especially the Game Boy one.
Exactly.
Which is one of the best.
Because if I recall,
soundtrack.
Rare was also the company at Remix that made a Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie both for the N64.
Yeah. But the soundtrack is awesome.
Wow.
The Game Boy and Super Nintendo one. The water music is one of the best on both.
Mm-hmm.
But you can never. But the water music in Donkey Kong Country no other
Yeah.
Donkey Kong game could ever that has the water music could ever top the water music from Donkey Kong Country.
Yes.
Yeah, and the Game Boy one has nice soundtrack as well.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of the limitations of the Game Boy hardware and the sound capabilities.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, the music is phenomenal on both of them. That's all I'm gonna
Indeed.
say.
I would agree.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I agree. Joy. Anyway.
Um. Oh yeah, Cyber Dreams. Now this is a funny title for on the PC.
Yeah.
So stupid, but funny. It's a point and click game.
Yes.
Is it a point and click? Yeah. It's called I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
Oh, I thought that.
That is so funny.
I was
So stupid but funny. And Sega was at E3 as well. They had some games there too. Adventures of Batman and Robin on the Genesis and Sega CD. Sega CD kind of flopped.
Wow.
Clockwork Knight on the Saturn. Comet Zone on the Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
Daytona USA, which I played. It's an okay game.
Yeah.
Echo Junior, awesome game. I like that one better than Echo the Dolphin because that game is so difficult. It's a pain in the butt.
Pain in the butt.
Garfield Caught in the Act on the Genesis. Nightmare Circus. It was on Sega Channel. Yeah, go figure.
And what about Earthworm Jim?
That was in '94.
Yeah.
I think the sequel was '95.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first one was '94.
All right.
Vector Man on the Genesis, which I like. I like that game. Virtual Cop on arcade.
All right.
Virtual Fire. Sony Computer Entertainment. Ridge Racer. It's Ridge Racer. Remember that one? Yeah. From E3 2006. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's.
Yep.
Yeah, it was like scratching my head when he did Vlog Weekly, and I was like, oh my god, so hilarious too. Met me laughing.
Yeah, I know. It's Ridge Racer. Remember that one?
Racer. Yeah.
Remember when we did our 60th Vlog Weekly remix, and I was like in my. I was kind of like in a game like dressed up as a news reporter, game show host, that kind of thing, because we were celebrating like 60 episodes of Vlog Weekly, where we were celebrating 60 years of Disneyland and all that stuff. Boy, that was a fun episode we did. And that was I was with you guys back in my old studio.
Yeah.
It really brings a lot of nostalgic memories. Not only with Vlog Weekly, not only with my Wednesday show, not only with Luke's show, but also especially with our E3 events.
I didn't say one of my favorite moments of episode 60 had to be RAID.
Raid, yeah, Raid.
Yep.
Well,
Which there's no flying insects because it's winter, but they'll be back for the summer, and I'll be buying some Wade.
I reminds me. I only have the only Raid product that I actually have is actually in my bathroom, and those are those roach baits.
Yeah. But anyway, Ridge Racer, which I played by Namco, the game that started it all.
To get, guys, it still kills bugs dead.
Yeah. Which they don't show in the commercial anymore. It's completely different now.
It's different.
And it's still Raid. Even when it kills bugs dead, it's still protection for everyone.
Well, yes, it does.
Definitely.
Now this game really started it all in 1995.
Yeah,
and that is.
Came out November 5th, 1995, I think. And it's a Call Combat racing game. And you got machine guns in the cars, and you gotta blow up your opponents in the contest mode, and just be sure not to blow up yourself, and for them taking you out. It's a carnage mayhem.
Are you talking about Top
Yes,
Gear?
go ahead. No, I'm talking about Twisted Metal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
because Top Gear was a little different from the one you just mentioned.
Yeah, Top Gear is totally different, but yeah, Twisted Metal is a vehicle combat video game. Yeah, it's yeah, and of course, Sweet Tooth is the one that I know everybody remembers playing Twisted Metal. That's the mascot for Twisted Metal, is that evil clown
Right.
Yeah.
and
Just
the ice cream truck.
just like we had the devil in Slingo.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I play talk
And-
on the Slingo Tuesday show, Slingo Tuesday, Slingo Vision, my main channel. Go check it out. You know.
Yeah, and this is not an M-rated game. It is a T-rated game because obviously it has violence.
Yeah, because we know the only M-rated game that I think Remix is very familiar with that has a whole lot of violence, and that's I think if I were Call of Duty.
Oh,
Yeah, something like that. But the first game that got an M-rated of Twisted Metal is Twisted Metal Black,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
an awesome game on
I
PS2.
think ECW Hardcore Revolution, I believe it by far is was the only wrestling video game I think one of the wrestling video games I think if I recall Remix to ever be an M-rated game.
Yeah.
yeah.
So there were
I think
4 or 5.
I think Backyard Wrestling was the other one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think there were 4 or 5 Twisted Metal games that were T-rated on the PlayStation, and then the PS2 Twisted Metal Black became the first M-rated game, which I love the game, by the way. It's an awesome game on PS2 when it wants to work. But yeah, I haven't. Now I'm gonna say this: I haven't played the first Twisted Metal, but I have played 2, 3, and 4 on the PlayStation. 3 was probably a letdown, but I still play it from time to time. 2 is a lot of fun. 3, I mean, despite of the reviews, the mixed poll reviews, it actually sold really well and got a greatest hits.
Oh, cool.
Because I think all of them got the greatest hits repackaged. But my favorite one is definitely 4. That came out in '99.
For you at least.
Yes.
Yeah,
Was the one
Twisted Metal 4 is my favorite.
Was the 4 one that came out in 1999 an M-rated game or was it a T-rated game?
It is a T-rated game.
T-rated game. Mm-hmm.
Yep, and Twisted Metal 4 is my favorite. The second one I like. Third one, not so much, but I do play from time to time because, it's fun going to Tokyo. I know Godzilla's not in Twisted Metal, but you gotta be really careful in Tokyo. I know it's a funny joke, but in all seriousness, you gotta really be careful because when you fall down in that lava pit, your car's gonna be slowly losing your health because you're in that fire pit of lava volcano. And if you get really low on health, then your car's gonna be you're gonna be in pretty much critical at this point. So if you accidentally fall down there,
it needs the opportunity of falling into the fire pit, possibly getting a game over along the way.
yeah, and like I said, it is not an instant death when you fall into it, but you will take slowly drain your health, and in order the only way you escape from the lava pit is you find a transporter that would take you into the safe spot.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you don't get out of there in time, when you're at that last health ball, when it slowly drains, then you're gonna be extra crisp, extra toasty, and your car will blow up, and the game will laugh at you because it tells you that you're a loser.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
That's
And you'll be burnt to an extra crisp.
Yeah.
That was my point.
Wow.
Oh.
Almost
Yeah,
2
and
hours
you'll be
into
having
the
that
stream
for
already.
dinner. Fried extra crispy.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you might want to get out of that lava pit before you turn into extra crispy.
Yeah. You better believe it.
Because if you wanted extra
Chicken.
crispy, well, there you go.
Oh.
You know, while you're eating KFC's extra crispy chicken, then you'd be extra
Uh-huh.
crispy.
Exactly.
So you gotta be careful on that.
Mhm.
Before you say anything, Evil
Yes,
Clown
go ahead, Luke.
kind of reminds me of Jigsaw for the Saw movies, but that's just me. Continue on.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so if I'm just, like I said, my word of advice is if you play the Tokyo level in the death match, just like I said, do me a favor. Do not in any way fall down in that lava pit. Otherwise, you're gonna be melting away like the witch in the Wizard of Oz.
Right.
That's a very nice movie, which I've seen many times.
Yes.
Yeah, I love
So
it.
My sister loves the Wizard of Oz.
So you gotta be really careful when you fall down in that lava pit.
Yeah,
You won't die or anything, but
I think my mom likes the Wizard of Oz too, guys. Believe me, one of the best
But,
classics that I think Warner Bros. Has ever made, especially when it came out. I think in 1939, I believe, and I think 2029
1929.
and 2029 I believe will be the 90th anniversary of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I said, you won't die or anything. There won't be an instant death, but you will slowly, yeah. And because like I said, you gotta watch your health thing on the bottom. You know where the speedometer is, telling how fast you're going. Because it's not really a racing game, but it's just a destruction derby. You know, you got cars with machine guns. You know, and yeah, I'm a big fan of it. And you know, death match is really fun. It can get really intense, you know, and yeah. So don't fall in the lava pit, and if you do, just try to get out of there as fast as you can. Find the transport thing, and it will take you, that little circle thing, and you go to into a portal, and you be safe and sound.
Right.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're going to be extra crispy in the morning.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I agree. Don't fall into the lava pit again. Well, come with a sharp boy lava girl. Anyway.
Yeah, and your car will be and your car will explode, and you end up losing the match.
Wow.
So that's the only advice I can say. No, that's the only advice I can say for that game.
Oh,
I would agree.
I would agree 100%.
But yeah, so for me, Twisted Metal 2 and 4, I really enjoy those because 3 was the first game that had the 989 Studios.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the
and then obviously 989 Sports with the sports games.
When I first owned MLB 2001 and MLB 2003, and that was 989 Sports.
Yeah,
those are the games where they had Dave Campbell and the late Vince Scully doing play-by-play for those games, and may Vince Scully rest in peace.
But yes, I remember 989 Studios, and I still remember that.
I still do. We still remember it to this day.
Yeah. Man, this one person rest in peace. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I was young while he said things like that. Anyway.
Yeah, when I found out last year that the day that Vince Scully passed away at the age of 94 in his home near Los Angeles, I was really in shock.
Same here.
He was one of the best play-by-play announcers in all of baseball, especially when he spent more than 65 years with the Dodgers.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, so Williams had 2 games at E3 '95. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, which are Doom for the Super Nintendo
Awesome game. Yeah.
and Mortal Kombat 3
Yeah, I remember them.
on the PS1 and the Genesis.
I think when I'm back in the day, I used to own Mortal Kombat 2.
And yes, there was actually Doom on the Super Nintendo.
Wow.
Although a lot of people like the PC version.
Yeah.
But it was really cool to.
But the PC
I had Mortal Kombat 2. I had Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I had Clay Fighter. I had I think.
Oh yeah, Clay Fighter.
I think I had Fighter's Destiny. I had War Gods and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I played the Super Nintendo version of Doom. It's alright.
Yeah, I think Midway was a great comedy as well, because I think one of the best games in my opinion that Midway's ever done for the N64. And yes, it is an M-rated game. It's War Gods.
Yeah.
It's War Gods.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, the music is awesome, but I would just stick playing it on PC.
Yeah, and War Gods was not only on the N64 remix, but War Gods was also on, I believe, on the PlayStation.
And Doom celebrated 30th anniversary this year.
Well, congratulations to that game.
Wow.
Yeah, the first ever first-person shooter.
Yep, and let me guess, I believe it was an M-rated game.
Yeah, and on the Super Nintendo, the cartridge was colored in red.
Wow.
Letting you know that this was an M-rated mature game.
What was it? The only game on the Super Nintendo to be an M-rated game?
I don't know, but it came out. But like I said, it was colored red. Killer Instinct was black.
I do remember it being black. You're right, Remix. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think Mortal Kombat 2 on the SNES had the ESRB waiting on it.
Yeah, they probably did. I don't,
because they took off the fatalities in the first one, which upset a lot of people.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh yeah, I prefer playing. Go ahead. What were you gonna say, Luke? I'm sorry.
That was just my thing. Go ahead.
No, but you sure? Okay. I. That's why. This is why Remix. This is why I preferred, of course, the Genesis version of Mortal Kombat.
Well, yeah, for the fatalities and the blood and everything via the cheat code, and having a MA13 waiting, the Sega's waiting console.
Oh yes.
Because like I said, that started in 1993 with the whole video game hearings and whatnot.
Wow.
MA13 on the first one, and then obviously the second one was MA17.
Yes.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. Lethal Enforcers was MA13, and the second one was MA17.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the Sega waiting console board. Night Trap. Well, yeah. Oh my God, who can't forget about that game? Yeah. That we don't talk about that game. I mean, and of course it was on the Nintendo Switch, which is not M-rated.
Yeah.
Not the Switch version.
No, we're not. It's not M-rated.
No, and so yeah, and that's what shocked me because when I saw the weighting on it, I'm like, really? I mean that's no. This has to be M. It can't be T, because that's the weighting for the Switch version of Night Trap. It was weighted T instead of M.
Wow. Just
Wow.
wow.
Yeah.
What'd you say earlier?
Because Howard Lincoln said it way back in '93. This game would never be on a Nintendo system, and guess what? It came to the Switch, and it's a
Oh my
T-rated
God.
game.
Yeet.
Yeah, Howard
Switch
Lincoln,
as a T-rated
of all
game. My
people,
goodness.
who was, I believe, the chairman at the time,
Wow.
and then he left Nintendo in '99.
Mm-hmm. Certainly.
So he was wrong about that, but he was right about everything else. About keeping violent video games off the system.
Oh, sure.
Uh-huh.
And then when Play It Loud came out, then yeah, they're like, okay, well, we're gonna play it loud, and we're gonna do what we want, I guess, and
Yeah.
that's why Mortal Kombat 2 on the Super Nintendo, it has the same features as the one on Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, the fatality.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Excuse me.
Even the fatality
yeah, both of
was
those games
introduced
were
when I think fatality was also on War Gods when it was first released.
Acclaim Entertainment.
Claim Entertainment. Yeah. That was the first one there.
Yeah, and then Mortal Kombat 3.
Acclaim had Mortal Kombat, and then Midway had War Gods.
Yeah.
Then there was Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and of course X-Men. Yeah, we can't forget about them.
Couldn't forget about them. You're right.
Yeah, and Sega Channel was in '94. That's when it first launched.
First launch.
But yeah, so that was pretty much E3 1995.
Yes.
50,000 attendees, and that's when it all began.
It all began,
In
folks.
'95.
Wow.
And I did forget about SquareSoft, which is now Square Enix, makers of Final Fantasy. They only had 2 games, and they're both role-playing games.
Uh-huh.
The first one is one of my favorites because it has an awesome soundtrack. And the other one is kind of like the game Secret of Mana on the Super Nintendo. This one is called Secret of Evermore, which is kind of like the continuation. I don't know. It's kind of a weird history of that game, but it's kind of like Secret of Mana in a way.
Okay.
Because I do like that game on SNES, and it has great music. Heck, all the Square Enix games had great music. Well, they used to.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, the 16-bit stuff had excellent soundtrack.
Yes. Yes.
Because like I said, Square was an unknown company in the late '80s.
Right.
Oh, yes.
But before there was a Final Fantasy or any of the RPGs that we have today, they made games, like 3D World Wonder, Rad Racer, one of my favorites.
Absolutely, mine too.
Yeah, 3D World Wonder is a cool game, but it can be kind of boring. But yeah, and Rad Racer, which is awesome. Although the other cars can be a huge nuisance because they want to take you off the road and drive you against the trees, and you end up crashing and losing a lot of time.
Yeah,
It's like you have to beep the horn to get rid of the joint drivers in the game.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, guys.
Number one.
Also, guys, speaking of Donkey Kong Country, I'm playing on my Switch right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
because if you cannot handle that game, with your car bouncing around like a ping pong, this game will frustrate you in a minute.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Being ping pong, hitting left and right from the cars that you hit, and then you end up, and then the cars will either want to. Oh, yeah, but even though the game is frustrating at times, it's still a cool game, and I really enjoy it.
Exactly.
Yes.
The thing is,
And if you crash on purpose, that's your fault
that's your fault. Mm-hmm.
because you only have 45 seconds to get to a checkpoint.
Yeah.
Now, if you use the Game Genie,
Big game, anyway.
Yeah.
if you use the Game Genie, you have like 4.5 minutes, which is enough time.
Okay.
But 45 seconds is not really enough because, yeah, I mean, because like I said, if you crash at any point, then yeah, it's gonna eat up a lot of your time,
Okay.
to get to the chat point, and it can be frustrating at times because those calls, the so I tell you, they want revenge and they're so aggressive.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I know Chris can agree with me because they are so aggressive in that game.
You okay, Billy?
It's like they
Yeah, I'm
want
alright.
to toy with you.
Exactly. Yes.
They just want to toy with you because they don't want you to win, because the game has 8 levels, 8 courses, and you gotta and oh man, yeah, and yeah, so you really have to slow down when you got upcoming turns and whatnot, because if you're not careful, you can drive off course and slam into a tree or whatever, and your car's going to be crashing violently, and you're going to lose about 3 to 5 seconds before you get back into the track.
That sucks. Yeah, I know.
Red Racer 2, the same thing, even the sequel.
Yeah.
And yes, I have played Top Gear on the Super Nintendo. Yeah, that game's something else too. But yeah, Red Racer, really cool, and Final Fantasy, all that stuff. But yeah, so there were only 2 games that Square had, and that is Secret of Evermore, which was kind of like Secret of Mana, like I said, and another one, which is an awesome game. I think not only it's the best RPG ever made, but it also has the best soundtrack in any video game. And if you don't understand or play RPGs, just listen to the soundtrack because it's just amazing. Because I even had that on Game On Live back in the day. Played music from that game because it was just awesome. It's incredible. But yeah, and this game started on Super Nintendo, then it was on PlayStation. And you could play it, I think, on PSP. But I don't know. And now you can play it on PC via Steam. It's on Android. It's on Apple devices. This game is awesome, and this game is 28 this year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an awesome game. And I think it's by the same character designer who created the characters for Dragon Ball, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Toriyama, but I could be wrong about that. Because I do like Dragon Ball Z, and yes, it's over 9,000.
1,000 million.
Yep, as we'd like to do a parody of.
Yes,
from an episode of DBZ. Yeah. And every time Lute says it, Billy gets a chuckle.
Yes.
But yeah, I say it's over 9,000, and then every time Lute says 90 million, he outbids me just like Price is Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So, anyway. So, yeah. So I'll let it slide with the whole 90 million thing.
9,000.
But yeah, 9,000. Vegeta said it on DBZ episode 29 or whatever. I forgot. 20. No, it was either 20. No, it was probably 28. Yeah. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. It's over 9,000, and yeah, okay, that's how it goes. So anyway, yeah, he is the creator of the character design for Dragon Ball. He is a manga artist and character designer. Before going on to create Dragon Ball, and a character designer for video games like Dragon Quest, Chrono Trigger, which is the name of the game for Super Nintendo, awesome game, and Blue Dragon, that was on Xbox 360,
Yes.
which I also had, and yeah, so Dragon Ball. So I was right; it is Toriyama.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Chrono Trigger, 1995, and he's an icon when it comes to the character creator. I mean, without him, there wouldn't be no Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. It would be no jokes that may have become 9,000 million at all.
Yeah, and there probably wouldn't be none of that 9,000 bonanza had he not been the character designer of that. Yeah, so it's on. Yeah, so this game's on every platform. Oh yeah, I forgot about the DS. This game came out on August 11th, 1995, on the Super Nintendo.
Yes, exactly.
And it was released on PlayStation on June 29th, 2001.
Yee!
It's on Android and iOS, and it's on Windows. So those are the games that were released at E3 '95. And yes, Donkey Kong Country 2. Even though I like that game, I still like the first one because the second one, the difficulty ramps up like it's nothing. If you thought Battletoads was hard, oh boy, especially that one level in DKC2, good luck. Yes. And if you thought
you got the Jeopardy theme right in my mouth.
Yeah, even though it's Athletic World on the NES by Bandai, that Luke parodies of. Oh crap! Now I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, so obviously that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah. If you thought Turbo Tono was tough on the NES game, do that one level in DKC2 where you gotta be very careful of the spikes and that level is is a nightmare.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why I don't play it, because I don't like these games that are over the top difficulty.
Yeah, that's why, man.
Because that's what ruins the game.
And that's why I came up with the idea of the Jeopardy V music with the Turbo Talk.
And that's why I like the first Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the second one was, it was great, and the music was awesome, but it's just that one level is just, I don't think I would like that level.
He loved that level when he played it. That Billy did. It's just having some major flaws, when he played on the Christmas New Year special,
Yeah.
But yeah, that level was a nightmare. I just don't like that level.
World 2 on Donkey Kong Country. He played that on the Christmas New Year special, and I was laughing at first, and he just said, and I was like, what is going on? I was just calling the frog Tinky Winky the frog for some reason.
And same, go ahead, Luke.
And he just somehow said, tell us everything. And I was just trying to tell him, try again, Mr. New. And he's just like, oh, this is an hour's world difference.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, yeah, that was right all along. Anyway. Next.
Yeah, and like I said, the 2 levels in Bobble Bobble on NES, 43, 57, don't like those levels. 68, yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, that's yeah. Yeah, so Bobble Bobble on NES, 43, I don't like. 57, no, don't like that level.
Yeah.
68 is a pain.
Okay.
81 is, well, kind of a pain, but
On the
I
page,
don't know. But yeah, 57. Yeah, it's one of the hardest levels in Bubble Bobble on the NES. And 43. Don't get me started on that level because oh my god. So anyway, and if you thought that was bad, try playing Tubular in Super Mario World. Doing the 96 gates one.
I was just
And the special
Yes.
word or whatever it's called.
yeah, because
Yeah, Tubular is hard.
it was hard. I mean, I haven't said this a Chris or to remix, but when he did Jeopardy on the Nintendo Switch, he did a clue one time on, I don't know what the category's called, but he did the clue on Hercules, is his middle name, and he's like, what is Bruno Mars? And then said, sorry, that's not the correct answer. And he's like, that said Elton John. And it's like, oh,
Yes.
that was bleep off, you know?
Well, like I said, I won't get angry because, like I said, it's just a video game,
Yep.
and it's just a video game.
Okay.
That's it won't hurt my feelings in any way because it's just a video game, and that's pretty much that.
Pretty much that.
So the last E3 they had was 2021,
2021. Yep.
and that was online only.
Online only. Yep.
And it was the final. It was the final event.
That.
And then after that,
It's gone.
E3 it was completely finished.
Finished. No more.
Yeah, and until I saw the Facebook thing from E3 themselves saying that it's it. It's the end of the era.
Yeah.
And that what led to me doing this stream for tonight.
Yeah, which is it's excited to do the stream with you guys. My favorite one had to be Rare coming back, and that was one of my favorite E3 moments ever. Unfortunately, I hate to say this, ukulele, because it's one of my favorite E3s ever.
Well, Luke, it wasn't just that game. For me, it would be me getting Mighty Number 9, and that turned out to be a failure too.
Yeah,
From the guy that did Mega Man, the creator of Mega Man.
And a fun fact, my friend Marshall Brown was credited on in the credits for ukulele.
Yeah, I saw that. That's awesome.
And I thought it was a failure. I never played it, but it's just one of the facts that I want to play it so badly, but I don't want to.
Yeah, it turned out to be a disappointment, and Mighty Number 9.
By the
guy who did Mega Man.
But I was too busy at the time making an upcoming project I was supposed to be doing, Marshall, but it was postponed, unfortunately, because of difficulties. Because I came back. But I did came back to talk to Marshall a bit in 2020. But he wanted to do my Appalachian Force, my second channel. So that's my mindset.
Well, and I would say I did like the characters.
Yes.
But I don't know. It was just a missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity for me. But I did have a Kickstarter campaign donated for MST3K coming back in 2015. I'm fortunate to say this. I have some flaws, unfortunately. I did not donate for 2 more. And that is, yeah.
but yeah, I mean,
because I wasn't supposed to be doing it, but I was too busy at the time making projects, doing some club content throughout 2016 after I came back to college and from homestake duties and the whole thing. And then my job became a design, eventually, etc. in between. But
yeah.
that's not the point. The point is, MC3K, the free different companies. I would donate 1 out of the 3, but that's just my advice. And then after that, I didn't do any more of that. But after all that,
I can't even hear Luke.
no, you can hear me just fine, Billy.
It's not like he's in outer space.
Wow.
Billy?
I mean, I can hear him. Hang on a minute.
Okay, I don't know what's going on, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But the thing is, no, I was going to say something, and Billy said, I can't hear Luke, you know?
Well, it's probably because he's having a problem on his end.
Yeah. But, you know,
I mean, devices, they can be a pain.
it's just a pain, you know?
But yeah, I mean, for me, my number 9.
My number 9, yep. And as
Yeah.
far as, oh yeah, let's just say, I had
It was a failure.
yeah, and Elsa's club company is still going strong. I've been doing this for nearly 17 years. It'll be 17 in February, but that's just my case. So that's just me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, ukulele, I mean,
Ukulele,
it
yeah.
was a cool idea, but it probably didn't sell that well.
It's not a good game.
No, sadly, but the characters were cool though. I like the characters.
I haven't seen the characters too much.
Now I can hear him.
Thank God.
Cool.
I was right in the middle of talking and just I couldn't hear you at all. But you can hear me just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, we're from different type of planets.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes, definitely.
I'm in Saturn, which is in Mars somewhere, and Billy's probably in the lanes of Saturn.
Indeed, yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, Saturn, you know.
And I'm in I don't know, planet Mercury.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, you know. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
You know, makes sense. Yeah.
But Neptune.
But Neptune.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't know what's going on with Billy at this point. He just said,
I'm still.
Well.
Okay.
Well, for mine for E3. Well, obviously, I can tell you the worst things of E3, and that was E3 2006, Sony.
Yeah.
Enough said.
The worst for me as well.
Because even though the PS3 was awesome and whatnot, but there was a lot of problems at first when the PS3 came out, and the biggest, most obvious is the price point of the PS3, and $499 for the 20 gigabyte, and of course the famous one of them all is $599 US.
Yeah, that joke, and that was well. first of all, at first it was god awful for a lot of people, and I thought it was hilarious. It was like in the streams,
Yeah.
you know.
$599,999,999 US dollars.
What is this?
That was like a remix version
Hang
of
on.
the $599 US dollars from
Yeah,
E3 2006.
Can you hear me, Yes? Yeah, I can hear you just fine, Billy. It's just
Yeah, probably something wrong with your audio, probably.
your audio, Billy.
Perhaps, yeah.
Well, I'm here
I don't
now.
know. It's kind of funky, but I can hear it
I can hear you
fine.
now, right, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cool.
because I'm on the phone streaming.
yeah. I was in my Max May stream with Remix hosting. I was on my mic, like sure mic. That's
Yeah.
what it was. You're just staying here like
Yeah, which they're awesome microphones too
yeah.
for streaming, for podcasting, for gaming.
Yeah, that's not. Can you hear me this Sparrow? Well, I'm just standing here on my mic. You know, that was it. You know.
I'm not wearing any headset right now.
No, I'm not.
Well, no, me. I'm not wearing a headset because I have it plugged into my PC.
No. If you watch this out experience, you buddy. Anyway.
But yeah, E3 2006, Sony, $599 US dollars. It's gonna be in all heads for forever. Yeah. And obviously, the E3, the
Lowest
best
scoring game,
obviously
Charlotte.
was I think either E3 2003 or 2004, where Reggie Fields and me. Now I have to bleep this out because I want to censor, keep this censored and whatnot.
Yeah.
My name is Reggie. I'm about kicking bleep and taking names, and it was all about the games.
Yeah.
And that to me was awesome. Like, holy cow, this guy swelled at Nintendo. Like, oh my god. Like, holy crap. But that was a cool moment. Yeah, it's like my body's ready. I'm Reggie Fields and me. I'm about kicking and taking names, and it's all about the games. Yeah. And that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say the other way.
Qualification.
I want to keep it censored.
Guys, I gotta get going because I'm gonna be heading to bed here soon. So
no problem, Billy. You're very kind for joining us.
Yep.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me here, guys, and thank you again, Remix, and for having me. And you guys take care.
Take care.
Yeah, have a good night.
Have a great night. Right. Yes, definitely. You
said Mr. Bucket's gonna walk you to sleep.
You said it. You said it. Definitely. You're telling it. Like it.
Yeah, you're telling it.
Time to put the pom-poms away. It's time to brush your teeth and say goodnight. Because when you wake up tomorrow morning, Mr. Bucket's gonna be there for you.
Oh my God.
There you go. Okay. Enough for the lullaby. But yeah, thank you, Billy.
I don't want to go.
I know. And I know we kind of went off topic. I knew that was gonna happen, but if you guys want to skip to the E3 portion, I will have a timestamp so you can get to the good stuff.
Good idea.
So you don't have to do the boring stuff and whatnot, because that's what I try to prevent on the stream. Because I know we go way off topic, but I understand that this is a fun stream. This is not a podcast stream. BPT's main podcast because that ended. But we do thank him for being on, and hopefully somebody will change Mr. Bucket's diaper and all that other good fun.
Remix. You should do the same thing with the 2017 version of that. To make more sense.
So, anyway.
Start with Karen the Grand, who sadly died in 2017.
Oh, my.
Rest in peace to her, by the way.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is the first time in BPT history that we had the crash course with Billy Moody.
Watch this, Billy. It's for you,
That was the
buddy.
first.
Yes.
Yeah. And we went back and forth. It was like a tag team. It was like a tag team match. Like, here's the crash course with Luke Evans. Here's the crash course with Billy. I can't keep up with this nonsense.
Without qualification.
I gotta need a drink of water before my head explodes.
I know.
Oh my God.
At least I hope I didn't contribute to the crash course.
Oh no, no, you're fine.
Very kind. Thank you.
Yeah. So it was either 03 or 04 when Wedgie said, "I'm Wedgie, and I'm about kicking and taking names. I'm not gonna say the A word, but I'm just leaving it blank. It's like I'm Wedgie says to me. I'm about kicking and taking names.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
definitely.
Keep it censored. But yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
And like Billy said,
Yeah.
E3 2006 with the Wii, which was awesome. The Wii U, it was, it was. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking and whatnot. But I think in 2017, the Switch turned out to be a much better system, and it's still selling like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Overtaking the Xbox 360. And it even overtook the original NES, which I know it saddens me because I'm a huge NES lover.
Me too.
But you gotta give it to Nintendo for the innovations of taking portable gaming.
Exactly.
Oh my. Yes.
Just like the Game Boy did in '89.
The Sega Genesis was good. The only problem was the colors drained out the battery.
Turn on my TV
faster.
So
yeah.
And like I said,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
And like I said, Billy. If I know he's not here, but I'm just saying, okay, Billy. What I'm gonna say is this: if you like Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo, you gotta play Donkey Kong Land on the Game Boy because you are missing out on why it's one of the best Game Boy games ever in 1995. Because I've beaten this game like 5 times or 10 times or whatnot. It's a must-have on the Game Boy, just like Donkey Kong, the '94 version, which is a masterpiece from me, because it is a masterpiece. Donkey Kong Land is another example. So if you like Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo, give the Game Boy game a shot, because you will love it. Developed by Will, 1995. And is this a game you need to play? Yes. I don't need to tell you. Play it now. It is an incredible game on the Game Boy. Awesome soundtrack by David Wise and Gene Norgate. The water levels are great on both of them. The music is incredible on both the Super Nintendo and Game Boy. And that's what I was going to try to say. But I didn't want to interrupt Billy because he was talking fast like MLB throwing a fastball at like 120 miles an hour. Yeah. But play the Game Boy version of Donkey Kong Land. You will not be disappointed. It is an awesome game.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is one of the best games ever made, and it's totally awesome. So E3 2005 or 2004, where they introduced Sony introduced the PSP, the first portable, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And I think 2004 brought us the Nintendo DS, which was awesome too.
Wow.
And I think the best game on the DS is probably Tetris DS.
Yeah.
Because that game is awesome. It's probably the best Tetris game on the DS. And New Super Mario Brothers. That's another game that I love.
You might just farted. Anyway.
Here we go
And
again.
that's another must-have for the DS.
Gotcha,
It's
Remix. Yes.
New Super Mario Brothers and Tetris DS.
Wow.
Yep.
Those are the two must-haves
Yeah,
because they're both excellent games.
Yeah.
And like Billy mentioned, the Nintendo GameCube, when they had Miyamoto with Super Mario Sunshine, and I think they also showed, I believe, in 01, probably 02, of Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker,
Yes.
which was a really cool game on the GameCube. Yeah, so there's been a whole lot, and of course E3 2013, like I mentioned, where Sony completely destroyed Microsoft in terms of E3, because Xbox One was getting a lot of press because you needed to have online connectivity. Because I saw this and I was disappointed because I had a original Xbox at the time and a 360, and when I saw the Xbox One, I liked it at first, and then when they announced that this was going to be always online, that was going to pretty much put the tombstone in the grave.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then Sony, like Mike Tyson's Punch Out, boom, 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 blow after blow with the PS4. Used games. You can play used games. You can sell it to a friend or keep it forever.
Yes.
And of course the price point, $399 versus $499 on the Xbox. And Sony took the crown that year, and I will never forget that.
We will never forget that.
Exactly. Definitely.
And what we have today, with the PS5 and the Xbox Series S and X, which I have the S model and I love it. A lot better than the Xbox One, that's for sure. And the controller is so much better than the original Xbox One from 2013. Because the D-pad, even though it has that clicky noise, it is a major step up of D-pads than the other ones before it. Because the 360's D-pad was trash. The Xbox One, it was okay, but it wasn't there. And then obviously the one in 2016, which had Bluetooth. The first one didn't have Bluetooth, but the second one did, and now the third one, which is by far my favorite, and I just love it to death. The Xbox Series controllers, because they're perfect. Not only it's perfect on Android, but it's also perfect on an Apple device, and Luke would be really happy to hear that it is Apple supported.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so you see a lot of mishaps, during the days, and even Nintendo had some too, like in 2008, which they didn't do well. It was either that or 07, but I think it was 08. And it was just lackluster. So you see, there were some great moments and there were some lackluster moments of E3. And so, I'm really going to miss E3 a lot because now it's gone and I don't know what's going to take place in 2024.
Yeah.
And maybe they should do something, to do a showcase, of next video game to be coming out on these systems, PS5 and Switch and all of them, and the Xbox.
Yeah.
But also have, hardware announcements. And let us know about the whole hardware stuff, because E3 had hardware announcements. Nintendo with the Wii, the one in Wii U in 2012.
Yeah.
The PS2 in 2000, the PS3 in 2006, the PS4 in 2013.
Yes.
And I think in 2016 or 2017, the Xbox One S and X, not the series. And at the Game Awards, that's where they showed for the first time the Xbox Series S and X.
Yeah. S and X.
So that's the console lineup that we have for today. The PS5 and Xbox and Switch, obviously. PS4 is still going, but it will be discontinued at some point.
Yeah.
And obviously the Switch in favor of the Switch 2 or whatever they're gonna call this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see a lot of moments in E3, like the E3 2006, the embarrassing Sony press conference, where Cause Hawaii was a clown at the time. It's like it's Red Racer. Remember that one? Yeah.
Me too.
And when I said that, Luke was laughing his butt off.
I know.
Still to this day, it's that and the whole John Madden popcorn popper.
Yeah, that and then the boy voice he did.
Yeah, so a lot of great moments on that. Yeah, oh yeah, that. Yeah, so
he does a lot.
But yeah, E3 is something magical. We're truly gonna miss E3 for what it was, because it was a way, for us gamers to be excited for for the video games to come out in the fall and winter. What to look forward to. And of course the new hardware was really exciting as well. And so we just want to say that, I mean, it's pretty much an end of an era of E3.
Mm-hmm.
Which saddens me.
Which saddens us, the gamers, including Remix and Chris Candy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed.
Makes sense to anybody.
Oh yes.
And so we're really gonna miss E3, and it's just I'm still speechless about it, and this is why I wanted to do the stream tonight, because I knew that this was going to be something special to talk about, because E3 was one of those entertainment expos that you have to see it to believe it. Now, now that E3 is officially gone now, we don't know what's going to happen in 2024. I mean, whether they're going to replace it with something, or how we're going to find out info of new and upcoming games next year and whatever, because E3 was one of those moments that you'd be watching, from like 1995 all the way up to like 2021, the last one.
Absolutely.
And then it was vanished.
It was vanished, just like that.
Yeah. And so I will never forget it. And so PSP, of course, PS Vita, I think it was 2011, 2012. And that was the last handheld that Sony did. And now we have the PlayStation Portal, which is not really a handheld gaming, but it's like more like a accessory for playing, remote play on the PS5. So it's not really a true handheld replacement.
Yeah, and then now
because
let's say, for example, virtual PSVR. That's not a free zone, but as far as the first version of PSVR. That's what it's called. But the second version of PSVR never happened on E3. It's dead now.
Yeah, sad. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, but and I was gonna say too, with the Nintendo Switch, when you buy a new game, just like you did all the way back in 1999, when you buy the game packs and whatnot, you walk into a Walmart or whatever it was at the time, and you wanted to get a new game, and again, it was so revolutionary at the time,
Yeah.
to change out the game packs. And that way, the library of games will grow over time, and for you to play, tons of games you can play on a Game Boy, and that's the same with the Switch today. Playing it on your television with a dock.
Yeah.
You dock it into the Switch. I know. Or if you want to play it in handheld mode, play wherever you want to go. I think to me this is the coolest idea ever. It's and I'm gonna say it again. It's like Game Boy 2.0, if you will, or 3.0. The taking console gaming on a handheld, which I thought everybody thought it was nuts.
Wow.
But it happened, and it was like a souped up Game Boy that you could play these games with you on the go, like Billy said, Wheel and Jeopardy, playing that on the go, or whatnot.
Of course.
Or even playing Tetris, the Puyo Puyo Tetris game.
Yes.
Even Tetris Effect Connected.
That's an awesome game.
On the Switch.
I'm getting that for PS5.
I many times on my Friday show.
Me too.
And weekend celebrations. And when I did not complete the full game. Period.
And Remix, I am getting
5
in February for right around Valentine's Day, I think.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I have Ninja Turtles the Cowabunga collection on the Switch. So that way I can play the one of my favorite Ninja Turtle game, Follow the Foot Clan from 1990, and play it on the Nintendo Switch. Because like I said, back then I had a copy of this game on the Game Boy, and I'm glad I did, because it quickly became my favorite Ninja Turtle game, and I prefer that game over the NES version of Ninja Turtles.
Pretty cool, yeah.
What's the best AZ button?
And this was an awesome game on the Game Boy, and it looks better on the Switch, because obviously, especially the OLED, because it's a 7-inch screen compared to the 6.2-inch the one that Billy has.
Yeah.
So having a 7-inch screen makes a huge difference, and it's nice and colorful. And I think that's how it's meant to be played, is on a 7-inch or a bit bigger.
A bit bigger. Because I have a 7-inch screen on the original version. That was it.
And having 3 Game Boy versions of Ninja Turtles that you can play portable, which is awesome. Because, like I said, Follow the Foot Clan, and that's one of the reasons why I bought the game, is just for that game. Now, I mean, obviously, the arcade game and the 3 NES games and the Super Nintendo ones that I gotta play, like Turtles in Time, because I played the Hyperstone Heist on the Genesis. Although that tournament fighter or whatever, it's really difficult on the Sega Genesis. It to the point that it's unfair.
It really is.
Yeah, it's an unfair difficulty of that game. And that's why I don't play it, because the difficulty is unfair.
It's unfair, folks.
But yeah, the Hyperstone Heist is a really good game. I gotta play Turtles in Time, because I've heard it's awesome. But yeah, I mean, follow the FERC plan. 5 stages. The game is short. And the music's great. And I like the bonus games, especially the third one being my favorite, where you got the ball and whatnot, and you got to shoot it. And if you shoot all of them, you get a perfect 1,000 bonus. But yeah, this game holds a special place with me because it's a game by Ultra Games
Yeah.
and by Konami. Well, Konami developed it, and it was published by Ultra. Because I only had 2 games under Ultra that I had on Game Boy, and that is that one and Quoth, which is a puzzle game and whatnot, which I had on the 3DS, by the way. And the eShop is dead, obviously. So no more Game Boy games on the 3DS. Wah wah wah.
Yeah.
And that's also where I got Donkey Kong on the 3DS, the Game Boy version.
Yeah.
And hopefully Nintendo, hopefully when the game turns 30 next year, I hope you bring Donkey Kong 94 on Nintendo Switch Online. Because if you do, I'm gonna get Nintendo Switch Online just to play it again.
Yes.
I want it. I want it bad. And I am serious about this. I'm not laughing. I want this game on Switch Online for the 30 freaking and the freaking anniversary. Do it.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And that's all I'm gonna say.
Without qualification, and of course, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But anyway.
I know. I think what I just did, I think I'm gonna give Luke major nightmares.
I'll just read my Facebook group, and all of a sudden you just it's an evil laugh of your. I didn't laugh at all. I just read my Facebook group post, and it's funny anyway. It's just I had to read the Facebook group post, but that's just me. But that's my advice anyway.
Well, the reason why I said that because this game's a masterpiece. Because I had this on Game Boy, and when GameStop first opened at the one location, that's where they had the Game Boy games, and I saw a copy of Donkey Kong. Like, I just gotta buy it because I had a Game Boy Color. I'm like, yeah, I want to get this game again.
Yeah, so bad.
And because it's a masterpiece. Because this game is turning 30 next year, and it still holds up. Still, even after 29 years, it still holds up as one of the best games ever made on Game Boy. And I love that game to death. I love it. The puzzles are fun. I just can't say bad things about this game. It's awesome.
It's amazing.
It's and like I said, the levels get more difficult, but once you know where everything is, where to find the key hole and whatnot, then I mean, it's an awesome game.
Yeah, it was.
Although there is one level I really hate in Donkey Kong. And it's I think it's sits or sits 7. I think it's sits 7. That level I don't like. Oh, I hate that level, and because what it is. If you want to know what sits 7 is in Donkey Kong, which is in the airplane area, by the way, stage 6. No, the Game Boy version.
Oh.
If you want to know, no, it's a Game Boy. But if you want to know what it is, you can probably look it up on YouTube. Because that level is a huge pain, and I don't like that level.
Yeah.
I do like the one in Iceberg though, but not in airplane in stage 6.
Oh well, we try anyway.
I just don't like that level. But yeah, it's still an awesome game, masterpiece. 29 years later, soon to be 30. Because like I said, I will probably do a stream. We'll talk about probably not every video game, but go over the video games of 1994.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of games turning 30 next year. Even some on the NES turned 30.
Yeah.
Because this year, Baba Baba Part 2 celebrated 30 years. Because that was released in August of 93. Kirby Adventure, 30 years, 1993.
Yeah.
Tetris 2, which I had on Game Boy and NES, that game turns 30.
Mhm.
So a lot of games turned 30 this year.
Including
Uh,
another game that. Oh, go ahead, Remix.
but yeah, there's a lot of games turning 30 this year.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of games turning 30
Oh.
next year.
Speaking of which, Boys Hide and Seek turns 30 this year.
Wow.
In 1993.
Yeah, because there's a lot of games turning 30 next year. Especially two of the best Sonic games.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I play a game multiple times on my main channel, and I love it to this day.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah.
And like I said,
sometime in the holiday season from Friday's FUX episode number 397. Be look out for it. But anyway.
yeah, and the last game ever made on NES was Warriors Words.
Wow.
Yeah.
That came out in December of 94. And then in 95, the NES was discontinued.
Jeez.
And that's also when the Genesis was discontinued, which was really stupid. Because after it got discontinued in 95, they still made games way up until 1998.
Wow.
Whoa.
Super Nintendo stopped making games in 97. Yeah, I know. Hong Kong 97, I know.
Yeah.
It's like, where am I gonna get the whole 97 joke?
Yeah.
If you want to see that joke, watch Mini Podcast Extravaganza.
No.
Yeah, if you want to find out the whole 97 mystery, check out BPT's Mini Podcast Extravaganza. Where Luke things that in the loop 10 hours straight.
Oh my god. 10 hours.
Yeah, and while he's counting sheep and get ready to work at Aqua the next morning.
Indeed, yeah.
Don't check it out, man. But yeah. AVGN episode was hilarious.
Oh my god. That game. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. I'm on the toad. But
I tell you.
yeah, let's say that was Garage Band, welcome to Poex to make a song based on that.
Well, heck, if you like the song so much, put it as your ringtone on Apple Watch. I mean, heck, even do that.
Oh my god, Remix, you kill me.
Just like me and Donkey Kong, because I have my Samsung phone set as the ringtone of Time Worn Out on Donkey Kong on Game Boy. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably have Pictionary because I really love the title theme. But I'm gonna keep the Donkey Kong one for now, and then I'll replace it with the Pictionary because it's the title theme is awesome. One of the best title theme songs ever in a video game. Yeah, and last year, 2022, was the 30th anniversary of Planet Restaurant, which I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Even though the cover art is really freaky and kind of weird and kind of scary looking, the actual game is really good. It's a really good really great platformer by Tato. It was a really good game by Tato because Tato, as you guys know,
Possibly former of you.
yeah, they're the ones that made those hard-to-find games like the Flintstones video games.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
the Dino and Hoppy, the West Year Dino and Hoppy, and
I didn't see
Supplies at Dinosaur Peak. Alright.
see that. Anyway.
Um, yeah, so those games that was so hard to find.
Yeah, I'm trying to see my belly button.
And also Star Tropics 2, which was the last Star Tropics game ever.
Oh,
That came out in '94, and I had a copy of that, and I missed it.
okay.
But yeah, so there were a lot of games in 1994.
Wow. Okay.
So, anyway, Chris, do you have a favorite E3 moment before we end the stream?
Well, like any of the older ones, like from the early 2000s, I would want to say, or the mid 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they talked about the PlayStation games and maybe the Wii games, and those were the good days. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good. Lou, what about you?
I said before and I'll say it again.
Okay.
The rare
I'm
version.
listening. I'm all ears.
The rare version, the rare coming back, and I'm not sure what year that came out. But then my least favorite had to be ukulele. You know.
Yeah, that was a disappointment. Well, and I always said mine. You know, E3 2006, the Sony press conference, $599.999 US dollars.
And the other one,
Somebody's gonna make a remix out of that. I just know it.
yeah, and the other one had to be 2006 Sony least favorite.
Yeah, and use that as a ringtone.
And then,
That would drive people nuts, especially at doctor's appointments. Like, what is that? What is that crap? What is that garbage?
Exactly, E3 I've ever seen basically was same with the prior $99 US paid. Is that
Yeah, that's just. I know it still gets me, still to this day.
it's basically
You know,
that
I
one.
mean, release it on Spotify for crying out loud,
It's basically that one.
or
It's
Apple Music.
Oh my!
That was
I
my
mean,
favorite, funniest moments.
I mean, heck, you can even find Chris Candy plays his hits, which you can listen to on Spotify and Apple Music.
Exactly.
So if you can find that, then obviously the $599 US remix, which is not going to be by me because I don't want to be part of it. I'll let somebody else do it because I don't want to do it. I'll do my own thing. But yeah, so
We can listen to the CAG or Walkman Beat or spice it up.
yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say
So anyway,
my second funniest had to be it's Race Racers. It's Race Racers. I'm like,
Exactly.
it's Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer. Remember that one? Yeah. I love it. It's so cheesy, but it's funny at the same time. When he played it on the PSP, showing a PS1 classic, that was why he did that. But yeah, and you know,
are the
we haven't heard from Ridge Racer ever since.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, is Bandai Namco going to bring it back? I mean, I know Tekken's still going strong and Dragon Ball is doing really well. Why not? You know, and Ace Combat, kinda, but I don't know. Ridge Racer, we haven't seen a Ridge Racer game. Probably like the Ridge Racer game that was trying to be like Burnout, but wasn't. I mean, it was a cool concept, but I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, it was on PS3 and 360.
Yeah. But and then the other games, yeah, because except for the Wii, that's 2006. The favorite moment of the Wii, 2006. And so many other
that was cool though. The Wii.
Told me about. That's all I think about E3 at the moment.
Yeah, and of course mine would be My Name is Wedgie. I'm about taking and and taking names,
That's
and it's all
true.
about the
That's
games.
true,
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And yeah, and there was a lot of embarrassing moments too. Like Konami had an embarrassing E3 they had.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, there were a lot of bad moments and a lot of embarrassing moments as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Ubisoft had one, and yeah, Activision maybe,
Oh my.
but yeah, Konami and probably Ubisoft. I mean, it's like what would they think? And it's just like this is this is a conference for 5-year-olds, for crying out loud.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Duh.
You know, it's like go back to kindergarten, learn how to do it.
Yeah.
We're at 3-hour mark.
Indeed. Now we're at the 3 hour mark.
Yeah.
My God.
So anyway, before we can, so anyway, guys, so with all the shenanigans and everything, that's gonna do it here for tonight. For the E3 bid farewell to E3, the special live stream, and this was a lot of fun. And again, if you want to skip to the good part and you don't want to hear Billy wambling on for like 50 minutes straight, then there'll be a timestamp for you to get into the good stuff, because
Yes.
I thought I was never gonna get to the E3 stuff. You know, it's just like he talks so fast. It's like, oh, look at the ball. I'm like, wait, where is it? Oh my God, it went so fast. I don't even know where I'm at.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, if Billy's gonna take over the stream, then I guess I'm gonna say, well, okay, good night, y'all. I'm gonna just go to sleep. I mean, you know, I mean, counting sheep. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Pow!
Yeah, and coming soon, the Crazy Bunch 27.
Yes.
Oh my God! No, it never happened.
Yeah.
No, way.
No, it will never happen. Yeah, hey, that might be an April Fool's joke,
It might be, but it may happen. But
you never know.
but we'll see what happens. If I do something on April Fool's 2024, you'll see the Crazy Bunch video. Crazy Bunch 27. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah,
Anyway,
because you're the one who made the happen to say Crazy Bunch video and make it eligible for this quote. You asked me to say, where's Crazy Bunch video? Well, it's gonna be April Fool's joke. You'll see. That's my dad was wondering. But anyway, what's up?
so anyway, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, hit the subscribe button. Of course, hit the notification bell. You know, I don't need to tell you all that. Just do that and whatnot. If you enjoy what you see, you know, do that and all that nonsense. And I will put all the thing where you can find me. I'm gonna probably update it with you know, get rid of one and replacing and keeping the others and whatnot. So they go on that. So that'd be posted and whatnot. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. This was awesome. I know it was kind of like a mini podcast extravaganza, but it was actually, you know, an E3 bid farewell to E3. You know, saying goodbye to it. Because we're definitely going to miss E3. And it's just never going to be the same. Because all the way back in 1995.
Yeah, I was born.
You know, for video games. So video games really took off. And, you know, and the 90s came about. And, you know, the 16-bit console wars. And then we were getting into 32-bit stuff. Those are going to be a special moments. And whatnot.
Yes, definitely.
You know, like the Sega Saturn, the PlayStation, the Ultra 64, and that sort of thing.
Exactly. Oh, of course, yes.
So there's a whole lot. So, but yeah, so it's a sad day, ladies and gentlemen. It is.
So sorry.
And we will never forget E3 of the moments. And I know that Luke's favorite moment on tonight's stream is me doing the whole Ridge Racer and $5.99 US. I'll probably do that more often than just doing the popcorn popper.
Yeah.
Although it's still fun to do the whole popcorn. Hey, folks, come here, it's the popcorn popper and all that other stuff.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, speaking of which, let me find it. Right there. Yeah. I'm a certified mess. You can't teach that. But anyway, with that thought joke out of the way, I want to thank Billy Moody for coming on, even though he rambled too much, maybe too much. But you know, things happen. But again, you have to stay on topic regardless, because E3 is E3. Because whenever I do this podcast, and whenever I do this podcast in 2024, we have to stay on target and not go out of bounds like in Rad Racer, where you crash and burn in that game.
Exactly.
Or you do an incomplete pass in Tecmo Super Bowl.
Yes.
Makes sense. Because that makes more sense anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there you go on that. So thanks, Billy, for coming in. Help control the Discord community and have your phone spayed or neutered. I don't know. I used to say the whole Skype thing, but yeah, I digress. So anyway, and I know Mr. Bucket has put Billy to sleep, singing him a lullaby. Hopefully, it's not too dirty. Yeah.
Definitely.
And when Luke gets done with the stream, he's gonna be counting sheep and be working at Aqua.
I gotta get to work tomorrow because I have to do something.
Yes, hold on a minute. Go ahead.
Unfortunately, to say this, and it might be true, it's 9:08, and it's way too early to figure out going to bed. But it has to be like, let's say, 52
I tried.
before bedtime, you know?
Gotcha.
But we're wrapping things up.
Anyway, I also want to thank Christianity for joining us tonight, as
and
always.
I want to thank you even a lot more for having me. You're very kind, Remix, and I'm glad you're here.
And by the way, he was generous enough to send me $30 on Cashapp, so thanks bit much for that.
Absolutely.
And all that other stuff. And of course, you can check out Christianity Plays His Hits on Spotify, Apple Music, all that cool stuff.
Go to the top hits. Listen to the
and also check out his new video, the Price is Right thing.
Yes, and I have another video. Remix if
I dropped a new video yesterday about Crazy Creatures.
Awesome.
Which is an addictive game from 1990.
Oh, hold on. I think I like that.
By Bitmasters, the developer, and published by American Video Entertainment.
I was one comment about
in 1990.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's an addictive game.
Well, check out that. I Remix one final thing before I go. Me and my friend Karen Fetter, we are producing a music video. We are already done with production, actually, so you'll see it next week.
Okay.
I'll give you more details, Remix, later on. You can check on my YouTube or Instagram or wherever.
I gotta send her a message because I am just about wrapping up the stream. It's one of those times,
Thanks for
but
having me, Remix.
anyway, yeah. Thanks. I was gonna say Billy, but you're not Billy.
I'm
Oh my god.
Kennedy.
You're not, and you're not Blinky either, because I want to punch Blinky in the face. Oh god.
You can call me Kennedy, Chris Kennedy.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Thanks, Chris, for being on. I'll
My
get your
pleasure.
name right. I'm not losing it.
I
Um,
know. I call you.
and yeah, because I'm. It's like I need bananas. Um. Anyway.
Yes.
And I also want to thank Ruth Jeffers for coming in because I know he had a great time with all the fart jokes and everything, and talking about ukulele and all that other stuff.
Yep.
And again, guys, you can catch new episodes of FWL, brand new episodes every Friday at 4 p.m. Taped episodes only, and
Yeah.
I think in season 11, I think maybe Luke, you should probably switch to just taping season 11 until you can somehow afford get a Wirecast
Yeah, because I need
and
more
use that
money.
instead of OBS, because OBS is not that good on Mac.
I got good news to share, and I will save it for an off topic. Save it for let's say thank you very much, blah 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 thing. But that's what I'm here for. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Apologies.
So anyway, Luke, go ahead and take it away, and let's end the stream because I gotta go see what she wants because she's gonna drag me out of this room and blah blah blah. So anyway, Luke, the floor is yours.
First thing is you're welcome. Second thing is I'll screen show you two things, and then we'll do one thing to show you. Okay. To tell you about one thing. Okay. There's let's say if you guys saw my recent bedtime story episode, okay? I said I did made a bedtime story episode based off of Home Alone 2 Lost in New York Pops class.
Oh yeah.
Here it is.
Yep.
I'm not show you all of it, but here is some of it. Here it is. You spent $967 on room service.
Yep. Yep. Peter McAllister. Oh god.
You know, that was the end of the book. You know,
Yes.
that was the end. Oh yeah. Kevin! You spent $967 on room service.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a full. That's not the full video, but go check out my main channel. You won't be disappointed. The other thing I want to show you is I'm almost there to 9,000 videos. If you talked about it earlier, right now I'm at 8,841 plus videos on my main channel.
Nicely done. That's good.
So if you ever wonder what's going on next to my main channel, I'm almost there at 9,000 videos. So at the time frame, it was huge. So there you go. So at the time frame, it's going to be. I'm at. And if you're wondering what was 159 videos to hit 9,000 videos. So there you go. And the other thing I want to tell you about is basically this. Okay. I will say one thing, and then we'll wrap things up, okay? I will tell you this. It's going to be basically off-topic thing, and we'll wrap things up. It's one thing I want to talk about, okay? He said, basically, what he said about, okay, I can't remember what he said, sorry, but he said about, okay, he said about, I can't remember what he said basically about Crash Course, man. Yeah. Hang on. It's gonna come up to me. Sorry, but you know, yeah. I think it. News reports about about my money values. I am currently I'm currently saving up a lot of money basically. So now I'm at $1,300 plus at the moment. So as of right now, I'm saving it until Christmas Day. I'm not gonna give up on spending money, but at the moment, I'm not gonna be able to do much money values at the moment. So there you go. But at the moment time frame, it's gonna take some time, energy in order to spend money on stuff that I want. As Wirecast is concerned, that's wait until it's either season 11 or season 12. No ifs, so's, or buts. Okay? Just want to let you know about that. Anyways, that was for me. So Jesse Bob baby. Back to Remix Plum Home Time Fang.
Thank you, Luke. And so for the final time, ladies and gentlemen, that I put down below, rest in peace, E3. Thank you for the wonderful gaming memories. Some good, some bad. But we enjoy talking about it here on the stream, and I'll never forget it. And yeah, so this has been fun. Rest in peace, E3, 1995 to 2023.
Sad, but very exciting.
And we're certainly going to miss E3. And hopefully 2024 will have something in a way that's going to replace E3 and give us game announcements for us gamers to be excited about for 2024 and way into 2025. So there you go on that. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Billy Moody, Lou Jeffers, and Chris Kennedy, I am Remix Plum, and thank you guys for tuning in. And I again thank you for enjoying the Crazy Creatures video that I did, recorded with Mandy Cam, which I'll probably be getting Action screen recorder instead, because it does the same thing, if not better. So there you go. So thank you very much for tuning in and checking out the Sonic Mania video that I did, which is crazy. And it's now number one, and number two after 13 years, which is the Wheel of Fortune Jr., which I will be now once I get the game. When I get it, I will be doing a video of it. Well, either a video or maybe what I'll do for the first time ever, do a live stream of this game. Do a live stream of it, and it would be fun. And heck, maybe I'll have special guests joining me while I even play this game live on BPT. So that's breaking news, obviously. So there you go. Thank you. And so there you go on that.
There you go on that, folks.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, we are gonna be getting on out of here. Thank you for watching, everyone. Again, rest in peace, E3. Thank you for all the memories after like 28 years of gaming and everything. And now there's one last thing we got to do, and you know what it is. It's the song you hear every time when I end the stream, and it's from a video game that you know, well, you probably won't know, but it's a game that everybody hates, and the music sucks. But this is a great way to end the stream, and that's when you beat a level in a game. It's a game by Bandai, published by Bandai and developed by Human Entertainment. Bad AI. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for tuning in, and happy holidays to all of you guys and all that good stuff. So anyway, have a great night, and thank you for watching this very special, awesome E3. We bid farewell to E3 for the final time tonight, and thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll do it again sometime and talk to you guys about video games of 1994, because there's a lot of games turning 30 and all that stuff. All right, guys, have a great night, and
take care.
Come on.
right.
And apparently the song's not playing. I don't know why, but it's not playing.
It's playing. I hear it. Yes.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.
For that, for Teddy and everybody, so long. Are we clear? Are we done? True.